I'm excited. I returned to plane. I'm back at the deep dang plane, finally.
And you are in hard mode.
Uh-huh. Look, I didn't even make hard mode look that hard. Guys, it wasn't even that bad.
You made it look medium.
Uh-huh. Like, you guys ready? Do you guys remember anything that we were doing? Because I barely do.
You're in an airplane.
Uh-huh. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. There was an update. Everybody introduce yourselves. We're playing Ace Combat 3.
It's an update. I'm still Jackson. Are you still Sean?
Somehow, I'm still Sean, also known as the Talking Skull, he, him, and tell us about this update, you freak.
Apparently you put me on the spot. I was just reading what was on screen that they were talking about an update on the game. You guys aren't even watching the game. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
It just sounded so sincere. I was like, Isaac,
it's an update, guys.
Isaac has news.
I have the big news is I got Cheetos, dude. I got the baked.
You got the big cheese.
The puppy Cheetos?
No, the baked Cheetos. I'm fucking hooked on those things, man. They're actually kind of some next level shit. I don't know why I'm so. I'll eat those things by the fistful. I'll eat a whole bag in a single sitting if I'm not careful, which is definitely healthy. They're healthier.
You'll eat your whole fist.
I'll eat my whole fist.
Everyone knows Cheetos are the premier health food.
Uh-huh.
Welcome, Creep.
Welcome.
Yeah. Dude, Creeper, you're in for a treat. This is actually normal, but you're in for a treat.
Welcome to an average Saturday.
Welcome to a normal Saturday.
Also, we just said you'd eat your own fist, which makes me wonder, Isaac, can you do that? Are you one of those people who can actually put their fist in their mouth?
I got big knuckles. I can't fit my fist in my mouth.
Hey,
yeah, no, I can't. I certainly can't either. I got it too big.
I have been complimented on my slender, feminine hands. I cannot fit them in my mouth.
Okay.
Jackson, I cannot fit my whole hand in my mouth. I don't know why you want me to do that. But
I'm not. You don't have to. I was just.
He just wants you to put your money where your mouth is, and your money is in your fist. Clearly,
in your hand, yeah.
You should know that. You know me better than that. That's not true. I don't. If I couldn't have hands, I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So, can you fit your foot in your mouth or what?
Have you tried?
I haven't tried.
Time will tell.
This is a long-ass news broadcast.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, there's terrorists live, there's large-scale restriction of news coverage at first. Honestly, it's not that restricted.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
So for chat's benefit, and definitely not for us, what was the most recent thing that happened? Like, was it a Dijon thing, or like was it like?
Didn't we have Blondie run off to join the terrorists? Isn't that the last thing we did?
We joined Cynthia for the terrorists, and then Lena died.
Oh yeah, that was this run. Sorry, yeah. I mean, this is okay. Yeah.
Who died?
Lena or Lena? Rena.
No, not Rena. Rena's fine. No. Oh, Fiona? Who the hell is
Makes
Lena?
more sense.
Who the fuck is Lena, Sean? No, that's Rena. My bad. She's
No, that's
fine.
Becky.
Hilariously enough, I do know a person that goes by the handle of Lena, so I actually confused myself.
I mean,
as well.
I know.
Lena's a dope name. That's the main character of Slayers.
Ooh, that's
Lena
one.
Inverse.
You've mentioned Slayer so many times, and that's like been on the list, and I just can't get around to it, even though I should.
I like your chuckle. Clearly, there's some more information there.
I mean, no, just that it's funny to me. I mean, Slayers isn't that good. It's just like a weird... It's a weird cultural piece of my history that, for some reason, comes up a lot.
But then you say it's like a fantasy action or something like that.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
Yeah, like it sounds exactly.
Gary's the man. You'd like Gary.
Yeah,
I think you'd like Lena. It's also part of the reason I like Slayers is because it's got a little bit of that like old school fantasy art style.
Oh, dude,
So
yeah.
like sort of reminiscent of the Ys anime. Like
Yes.
it looks a little bit like that.
Oh my gosh, dude, I freaking love that art style. I feel like the plot. I've talked about this once in a blue moon. I feel like the pacing of the anime called Record of Lodoss War is slow as sin. It is just. I've tried watching it a few times, and it's just one of those. It's like it feels about as fast as Dot Hack, and that's unfortunate because that's also slow as sin. But I do love the art style, dude. Like, there's something about like '90s fantasy anime. It's like, gosh, dang, they were on their A game.
Mm-hmm. Slayers is also kind of a treat for anyone who's a fan of D&D because it does feel like just a D&D game.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Complete with Lena being a sorceress who has like discrete spells, and like they're not literally D&D spells, but if you've played
cool.
D&D, they're D&D spells.
Yeah.
She even has spell slots.
She does, sort of.
I mean, that's how. I don't know. Maybe that was a trend because that was literally how Record of Lodoss War was built. It was over in Japan. Some people played a D&D game, and a mangaka turned it into a series. He basically turned his D&D game into a manga. And,
we should address Creeper's question because we've just been talking about anime and like random bullshit. While this extremely long cutscene has been, this cutscene is still going. A new character has entered the cutscene and started a new topic. Like, we've been live for 12 minutes and it has all been this cutscene.
This is
my time to shine. What were you gonna say, though? How dare you?
You can explain it better. Go for it.
Do you want me to shine or not?
Yeah, please. Shine on, you crazy motherfucking diamond.
This game is one of my favorite, fascinating, obscure Japanese games, and it's really the only one that
it's one of your obscure Japanese role-playing games.
Kinda. Essentially, this is a game about planes where we get to explore the cyberpunk philosophy of
this man.
And of the singular. Wait, not. I keep on mixing up the singularity and transhumanism.
Yeah.
This game is about flying planes and through a mystery about a group of characters in a space that I'm going to describe as liminal.
And in a sense, you've joined at the perfect time, because what you're about to get is like a slice of what the whole game is, because we're going to play the end of this run, and then we're going to start entirely over with a new run, so you're going to get an out-of-context ending, and then a new beginning.
Yes, which is the intention of the game.
It is very indicative of what playing this game is actually like, so you've joined at the perfect time.
Uh-huh.
It's really crazy how popular recently the concept in the Beninging.
Hey, Kappa.
It's really crazy how popular the concept of like transhumanism has become. I mean, it's been popular like off and on for a long time.
I mean, this concept, that concept has been around as long as cyberpunk has been around. Which I was going to say,
I feel like most of I feel like a lot of the most popular transhumanist media is from like the 90s into the early 2000s.
That is true. And I forgot about literally like Blade Runner was
well, that's 80s, but
80s, right? But that's also tackles the same concept.
Yeah. Well, and there's like Ghost in the Shell, Deus Ex.
Yeah, that's true. Hilariously enough, a video game that I never talk about, Final Fantasy XIV, also most recently took their spin on transhumanism too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah, that was like I think when I gave you the story, the play-by-play.
Yeah, you did actually tell me that.
Well, I don't know if I'd gotten to the end yet.
Okay.
And basically the punchline. So mute for like 15 seconds if you don't want the spoilers from this game.
Then Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, from Final Fantasy 14, and then come back, please. But yeah, basically the punchline is the that lightning world, that super tech world. When people die, they get uploaded literally into the cloud, and there was just a section built to recreate these people that were, had their memories uploaded. So you got to interact with these soulless bodies of memories.
Nice. That's really interesting.
Fucking wild.
That's very Black Mirror. There's a lot of Black Mirror episodes that are similar to that.
Yeah.
Which is another, very transhumanist piece of media.
Oh yeah. Gosh, Black Mirror is unsettling. I've watched like a dozen episodes of Black Mirror, probably. I haven't watched it all start to finish, but dang.
That's more than I have, I think.
Maybe a dozen, I don't know, but there's some really, really, really uncomfortable ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good stuff.
I've seen a
Black
couple
Mirror is
episodes.
weird because it's like I feel like I should be more interested in it than I am, but anytime anybody talks about Black Mirror who's like a fan of the series, it's always couched in like, oh yeah, Black Mirror's really good sometimes.
Yeah, it's extremely episodic because every episode is
Well, it's anthology technically. If we're gonna, it's pseudo anthology. It's got a setting.
There could be some consistency in anthology horror, though. It doesn't have to be all the way up and down.
Yeah.
But apparently Black Mirror is. So I basically just let Ari and Lauren occasionally show me an episode or two of Black Mirror, and that's the only time I watch it.
Yeah, that's about
because
where
they
I'm
can
at,
watch
too.
all of the bad episodes for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like recreations of I know there's like several like virtual reality related stuff. There's one that's basically recreating the Truman Show. There's like there's a lot of like different ones.
They showed me one recently that's about a dating app that like matches people. It's hard to explain the concept of this, I'm realizing. The idea is basically it follows two people who are using this like omniscient AI dating app that's like, all right, we're gonna introduce you to a bunch of people and we're gonna tell you exactly how long you're gonna date them for, because we don't think that you will be staying with this person. We're just harvesting data until we figure out who you are gonna spend the rest of your life with.
Oh.
So you go on these like trial periods with a bunch of different people that you like have to stick out the trial period with each person before the app is like, all right, we now have more information. The march continues, and like every relationship is not the one explicitly.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Sense.
It was interesting, and I've tried to explain it in the least spoilery way possible, but I like where it goes with it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I've seen a
It's
couple
a little bit
episodes, too.
hokey. It's a little bit of a goosebumps, but I like it.
It's a little bit of a goosebumps with their eye technology. They really like their weird eye tech. They like all their apps to be
They do,
brave
yeah.
and implemented.
Yeah, I do remember there was an episode where this is unfortunately I can only remember the punchline at this point, but it was basically a VR episode where they were like, hey, don't take any electronics in, and they don't explain why. And so a person like brings in a piece of electronics, puts on the VR device, the electronics goes off and it interferes with the device and just, blue screens his entire brain.
Oops.
Yep.
Oopsie. Mistakes happened.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
also
but
everyone should watch Black Box. Cause
Yes.
on the topic
Yes.
of VR and media, that
And
movie.
transhumanism.
Yeah, and transhumanism.
Hey, that movie has some theming in common with this game. Oh, and to bring it back to why, to qualify Sean's statement and what I think makes this game extra interesting in that there are many games that claim like, oh, we have multiple playthroughs and multiple endings, and for my money, this is the only game I played that both does multiple endings and multiple playthroughs correctly from both a standpoint of wanting to do multiple playthroughs to get the full context of the story, and that it is a core part of the theming of the story is playing the game over and over again. It's actually an important element of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love elements of Armored Core 6, but I think Armored Core 6 attempts what this game does, but doesn't understand that the thing that makes it work is the illusion to at least give the player the option to choose which endings they want, and that those endings actually are organically implemented in any order.
I'm sorry, I think what you meant to say is that what Armored Core 6 doesn't understand is that its second playthrough is a waste of time.
Yes!
Yeah, I was gonna say something very similar, which is I love that game. Like, I did all 3 playthroughs, but it is true, like, there is way too much repeated content in the second playthrough. Like, you need to be able to bypass that, or, you know, like, branch off really early on or something.
Which this game is good at.
Yes.
And someday I will probably revisit Armored Core 6 to finish. I don't remember if I finished my second playthrough or not.
No, I don't think you did.
To finish that and to go do the playthrough C, because I have heard that there's cool stuff from our good friend here, Jackson. And so maybe I'll someday have the like same experience with that I had with Nier Automata, where I was like, playthrough B was a waste of time and I'm done with this game, and then years later go back and finally do playthrough C that everybody raves about, and I'm like, oh, this is why this is good.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have to go through playthrough B to get here.
Yup.
I do feel like playthrough C actually has. It's not perfect. Like, I don't want to set your expectations sky high, but it does have, by comparison, far more branching than playthrough B. Like, you have a good chunk of new missions that you can branch into, because it actually introduces a third path. Because, like, I think you basically have to do path A and path B before it even says, oh, hey, now there's a path C. So, like, yeah.
And that's the thing, is like the paths in the like first 2 playthroughs are so binary and so just like morally black and white. Like, I can't imagine anyone siding with the corporations on their first playthrough.
Yup.
It would be completely demented. Like, they give you no justification for doing that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then on top of that, all playthrough 2 is do the content that's new. That's what playthrough 2 is do the content that's new. And the thing that...
Well, do the content that's new and the content you chose not to do in the first playthrough.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. And what makes Ace Combat 3 work is it so much more naturally blends being able to genuinely pick your own route and weave this really complex narrative structure where every playthrough informs its next playthrough, while still doing things like subtly changing missions that turn out differently depending on how you approach them, or adding elements either naturally because of the way that the mission is structured, or honestly, I think they just make some of the missions harder the more playthroughs you do. So that way the missions stay fresh without being repetitive.
Yeah, and I will say, I don't think a game like Armored Core 6, or maybe even Nier Automata, like, as much as I love that man and his special brain, I don't know if even he would go this far. Like, Ace Combat 3, I would describe Ace Combat 3 as straight up avant-garde. Like,
it is.
Yeah.
The way this story is told and the way you're meant to interact with this game is not normal.
No. And it's what I think is good about it, and there need more. John, this is my example of we need more games like this. And I don't mean playing games, but that too.
We got an anime cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see Rina's true power.
War's not gonna change the world, guys.
Yeah, okay. Dishon sucks, man.
Dishon is an idiot sometimes, okay? He's not very good at what he's supposed to be.
何も知らずこの世界に縛られ一瞬にして全てを失った者の気持ち、この俺がこの姿を望んだとでも思っているのか。サブリメーションを望んでいなかったなんて、私がニューコも裏切り、たった一人の妹までも裏切り、全てを捨ててまで参加した。このあなたの革命に私が望んでいるのは。
Now this is a twist I did not expect.
Yeah.
お前の現実から逃げるためのな。エレクトロスフィアで一体何が見えると思っている？お前の話はエレクトロスフィア。
I mean, maybe she's expecting all the shit you've been promising literally everyone that they'll find here.
Yeah.
Is this Dishon's mask-off villain scene?
A little bit.
Why she shot the TV screen?
Listen,
yeah, that's actually really that's a really good touch. Yeah.
Like, oh, you got an A! Good job!
Good video game. Actually, it's unfair. I'm playing this with a HOTAS. This is an unfair advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but you finished the mission right when I was about to segue into it, and now we have other things.
Oh, it's okay, Cynthia. We only just met you, so I don't care.
Your sister was better. Your sister has pretty consistently been my favorite character in this game, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you would like Rina because she had blue hair and was sad. Damn,
Does she have
I was
blue
wrong.
hair?
Kinda. She has like dark blue hair.
I forgot.
She was literally on screen a minute ago.
She had a helmet on.
Isn't her hair white? That was a helmet shot.
I'm pretty sure she's got like a glass screen for a face.
Doesn't she have
I'm
like
not
a
into
health
it.
condition where she has like a spacesuit for skin?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a content warning monster, if I remember correctly. If I remember the lore correctly.
God damn. Guys, I've missed us all being here.
Creeper, eat dinner.
Eat
What the heck?
din. What the hecky? Take care of yourself.
Put food in your body, or it'll stop.
That's good, true.
Yeah, somehow, out of some measure of magic and wisdom, this game manages to make all of its playthroughs stand independently, yet informative to one another, that it is the only game that I could confidently say I've played that you have to play every playthrough to get the full experience. And it's good for that. It doesn't waste your... It somehow also doesn't actually waste your time. It really doesn't. There are ways to even work around it.
It's pretty lean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the fact that we've all taken a playthrough helps as well, because like, even though there are a few repeat missions, like,
yeah, that's true. There are some missions that you have to play, 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah. I do not like that canyon mission, but I at least took I gave it my pound of flesh.
Mm-hmm.
I might have skipped it actually. Oh, Did I skip it by shooting down the plane?
Yeah, you did. That's how we got here.
I was looking forward to that mission too. I actually was like, dude, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you all the tricks. I shot down the plane.
I mean, you did show us all the tricks.
Yeah,
That much is true.
I forgot you. Yeah, that's right. You can skip it by. That's so messed. I hate that. I forgot. Okay.
When a game can pleasantly surprise you like that, I didn't know that was gonna happen. I didn't.
Yeah, and Lord knows I'm gonna be skipping it if we have to do it for the last playthrough as well.
I don't think you will, because I think you actually have to do
think
visions.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will have to guide me on what choices to make because I get fucked. I do not at all remember what path we need to take.
I think it's just visions, which his is just the first one that you have to make. So you have to go to visions until you get to make Keith not die.
And then I have to make Keith do die? Because I made Keith not die the first time.
No, there's the second one where you make Keith not die.
Okay. I see. Well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. I'll know it. I'll know it when I see it. We save after
but yeah,
every
so
mission
Isaac
anyway,
is
so, yeah.
Isaac is playing on a stick, and it's not attached to any Xbox controller you've ever seen.
Uh-huh. I'm on a real-ass flight stick, and I thought I was gonna be like, probably ain't gonna add that much advantage, and I think it's just I have so much built-up muscle memory with this that I'm just like, this feels better for the most part. Except for when that happens.
I mean, it certainly helps in the sense of making the game fun.
Yes.
Not to say that the game is not fun normally, just that, you know, we love a
I love a fun peripheral.
Yeah.
I like me a fun peripheral. That said, you know what? I was expecting you to dog me. Be like, wow, look at this guy busting out his HOTAS on this game that wasn't even designed to be played with a joystick. I didn't even think my joystick would work, actually. I'm a little surprised. Then again, I do got me a Thrustmaster, and all the Thrustmaster is just a controller in the shape of a joystick. That's really all it is. It's not fancy at all.
But I mean, that's what you need. I mean, I feel like most games that you could use a peripheral or want a peripheral on, you have to jury-rig the peripheral anyway. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
There's very few games that are built with peripherals in mind, and most of them are not PC games.
Well,
True. Well, I guess this
half
is
and
a
half.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah, this was PlayStation 1. The reason why I say half and half is, except for the myriad of flight sims that exist solely on PC for the 90s and early aughts.
Yeah, but I'm referring to like DDR and Guitar Hero and Man. What's that game called? Bandcamp? Big Band?
Big
Rock
Band. Big Band. Big
When are we
Band.
gonna get a big band game where you play the fucking horn?
Fuck yes, I would. Listen, they've got one where you play the maracas, and I unironically want to play the fuck out of it. It looks fun. It looks.
Rock Band can't even get playing the drums right. You think that playing the maracas is gonna be fun?
It looks fun. They genuinely do a good job with it. I'm like, holy shit, how did they make that look fun? I can't remember what it's called though. God damn it. Somebody try to just Google.
No, I'll Google it. I'll goggle it.
Because it's the same guy who did like Parappa and stuff, I think. So I would trust him to do it right, actually. And what I've seen of it, it looks like he does it right.
You're talking about like Vim Ribbon, are you?
Vim Ribbon,
no, Vim Ribbon is something else.
Vim Ribbon is great. Highly recommend Vim Ribbon to everybody out there. Not just because it's stylistically and mechanically a fun game, but it genuinely just has one of my favorite concept albums of all time. It's great.
Samba de Amigo. I had no idea that that's what this game was.
Yep.
I guess I always assumed that it was more like Parappa the Rapper.
You get to... It has maraca peripherals. I mean, you can play it with a controller because you can, but why would you? You have maracas if you can get the maracas. And based on the pray tellings of Ding Ding, i.e. Ding Dong, honestly, Oni Plays fame at this point, but also because he's just a guy on the internet. He has actually talked. I watched him play a little bit of it, and he was like, the maracas actually feel really good. It's kind of magic how they got these things to fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, Samba de Amigo is not a small, like, in that space, that's a pretty well-known game. I just had no idea that you literally play it with a pair of maracas.
Yup.
Hey.
Oh, time to fight Laser Zone again. Hey, if we're gonna talk about a stream goal for content, if I can somehow acquire an original copy of, God, why can't I think of the name all of a sudden?
Samba de Amigo.
No, an original copy. Oh hey, apparently we're fighting the
Hello, Dijon.
fighting this shit. This might actually be a problem. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. If we get an original copy of Steel Battalion and an original peripheral, I will stream it on the original peripheral. I have always wanted to play that game and know if it's any fucking good.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was expensive. It was like $150 for that peripheral. I can only imagine how expensive it is now.
Let's find out.
Just a little touch. A little bit of touch.
Steel Battalion peripheral. Shopping, please. What the fuck? Google is not even close to what I asked for. It's giving me like barbells and shit.
The Steel Battalion for working out. Get fucking strong. Dude, it does kind of sound like workout equipment. The Steel Battalion. Oh my god. That's amazing.
There's a used one that ships from Japan for $335.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what I would
all
expect.
the ones that I'm seeing are in about that price range, around $350 to $400. Bingo.
Be very careful because he's got guns, and his guns are gonna hurt a lot. And I need to know where to even hit him. And I have 3% health left.
Oh, jeez.
Fine.
Your plane UI is vibrating aggressively at us.
You?
Well, yeah, look at it.
Hope it's not. It doesn't look like it is to me.
In the bottom right, you don't see that flickering?
Oh yeah, that. Oh no, that's a death.
Somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I know those guns can do a lot of damage if I'm not careful, so I'm like...
I mean, any gun can do 3% damage. This is a no-hit run, officially, from this point forward.
Yeah, on large run, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we got hit. It's fine. Oh, what's that shit? Stop shooting missiles at me, you dick. Stop shooting missiles at me, you dick. How did
But
that
he
miss?
likes to.
How did that miss? This time still in missile range. I'll take it. And I don't even know how... That's without the game. That's just $300 for the peripheral. The game is probably also, like, at least going to be... At least... $90? God damn it. I knew it. The missile is what got me.
Yeah. Yeah, besides rhythm game stuff, I guess any peripherals like flight sims, like driving, like car games, you know, you might have like a steering wheel, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the peripheral that I had growing up, is I had a steering wheel and foot pedals, For
Yeah.
of all things, a monster truck racing game for like Windows 95 or something. I don't even know what game that was, but it was fun to play around with the steering wheel and pedals.
Yeah. I think I remember that. I think I remember like being at your house once upon a time and seeing that.
Really?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean,
It would be shocking to me because I only remember using that shit when I was like 5.
Gotcha. Well, we didn't use it, but I thought it was maybe
My
there.
dad might have dragged it out or something.
I don't know.
Hey, you guys like video games? Check out this old shit.
My dad was
Also-
a weird dude.
Yeah.
Hi, Squid. He's here. Squid actually saw the entirety of Season 1, and he finally joined for Season 2. And guess what, Squid? Sean doesn't like Rena. I had to shoot down Rena twice. This motherfucker, I convinced him not to shoot down Rena, and he didn't like her.
That's true. We shot down. Well, I guess Sean. I think I said Sean specifically had to shoot down the actual best girl in this game, which is Fiona. And
Yeah,
also-
Fiona's best girl. Anyone can fight me on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Absolutely.
liked Fiona too on my first playthrough, so
Yeah.
honestly, I made the right choice by shooting down Rena. We're all Rena haters here. Sorry, Squid. We're all
Sorry,
Rena
Squid, you've
haters
been
here.
outvoted.
Yeah, They really put the blue hair on the wrong girl.
I mean, Rena has big blue hair girl vibes. Don't get me wrong.
That's true. She does.
She just sucks as a person.
That's fair.
She's the worst.
No,
Not kidding.
The real joke here is that it's been so long since those early playthroughs that I don't really remember why I didn't like her.
Well, shit.
That's a fair. I guess we have to play it again.
We're never gonna stop playing this. We're gonna play this game every week for the rest of our lives until I can actually remember the plot.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We'll get to play through it all again. Season 3, dude. I didn't think it would be that fast. Dude, I love this game, dude. Did you know that you could play multiple playthroughs of this game and it's like good?
What the fuck?
What?
That's a lie. That can't exist.
That doesn't exist. Everyone plays a game exactly twice.
Ooh, interesting.
2 times, no more than
What's a
one.
game that you would play exactly twice and never again?
Kato Shoujo, because I've done it.
Ooh, that's a good answer, actually.
That's a decent answer.
It's not dissimilar to the answer I was gonna give, which is Tokimeki Memorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're Tim Rogers and play it like 18 times.
I was gonna say, same thing with Boku no Yasumi, where you play it 3 times, and probably 2 times too many.
Yeah, I'm digging through the mind palace to try to remember a game that specifically only has like 1 new game plus run in it.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call.
I do remember this was a cool feature. Back on the SNES, there was a game called Luffy and the Fortress of Doom, where once you beat the game, you unlocked
From One
retries.
Piece?
What's up?
Dude, from One Piece?
Yeah. Luffy in the. It's Lufia.
Oh, I did hear Luffy though.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Fortress of Doom.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm done
and the
derailing.
Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress #2. But there was a retry mode where you could just play through the game again. It wasn't a new game plus. You started a new game, but you got like 4 times experience and money, and so you could just sort of. It was kind of grindy in your first run because it was a SNES RPG that leaned into padding the game with grinding a bit. So the fact that you could just sort of like zoom on through was kind of cool. Well, it's not a great answer, but there you go. That's something to play.
That's a solid answer.
Yeah.
It was a weird hypothetical. I wasn't sure we were gonna have any good answers.
And I came out of the gate with maybe the best answer I possibly could have.
Yeah, that was a strong opening.
That was a good, yeah.
I think the best reason why that fits for me being awful specifically is that game has 5 discrete playthroughs, and I choose to play it twice.
Yeah, you were like, I don't care about 3 of these characters. I only want these 2.
I care about 4 of these characters, Jackson.
Oh, that's right.
About one of the
way you play
characters.
Kadoa Shoujo, and I don't think this is a you thing. I think this is the way anyone ever will play Kadoa Shoujo, which is you play it once to get a character you actually like. You play it once to realize you hate every other character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And usually, I guess it could go in either order, but in my case, I definitely had to find, wow, I hate this character first before I found, wow, what a good character, thank you.
Yeah, it's a little luck of the draw, because you really don't have much control over what path you go down in that game. Like,
yeah,
there's not an obvious, like,
yeah.
pick your person that you want to spend time with. It's just kind of like, you make relatively arbitrary decisions, and the game decides who you're with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those arbitrary decisions
cool.
are
like, it's a neat structure for the game, but like,
yeah.
But it means there's a high chance you end up with somebody you don't like.
Or you end up picking a innocuous answer to something and falling off the roof, having drunk with what I think is my least favorite character in fiction. So. God, I hate that man. God, Kenji's such a bad character. He's just 4chan fan bait. I mean,
that's what that whole game is. I'm sorry to remind you.
That's fair. It was on 4chan. Hey, it's coming to Steam apparently. I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry for everyone that's happening.
Uh-huh. Listen.
I mean, the worst game is probably already on Steam, I'm pretty sure.
What?
So.
Sengo? Yes, it is.
I'm pretty sure Sengo is already on Steam, so.
Yes, it is. Hey, but you have to mod it to be uncensored, so it's arguably better.
I mean, better, I guess. Less bad, certainly. I think that game crosses one of the few lines Steam still won't allow on its platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
What line is that?
No, you don't want to know the line.
Isaac won't let me even say it for fear of Twitch hearing it.
For fear of me hearing it?
Suffice it to say, it's a bad game that no one should play, and I'm glad I did.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You have to. Always, when it gets brought up, the moral of the story is this game, I got something out of it. Never play it. This is not for no one. This is not for anyone.
Yeah.
I could not wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone.
I'm not even the target audience for this. Like, there are people who should play it more than I should have, and I don't recommend it to anyone.
Exactly.
But I'm glad that I played it, because I have a broken brain.
Me too.
I'm glad that this whole time we still haven't properly even explained what game we're talking about, and I don't intend to.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to handle it, because this bit we run into time and time again.
It is the one that shall not be named.
We run into this bit time and time again, and I'm like, actually, I think the safest thing I could do is talk about the game without saying its actual title. That's what I should probably do. Because my whole thing about that game, because I have mentioned it before recently, is it is not that I think that the game is poorly written. The game is...
It's great. He's a fantastic writer.
The game is a bit of a incredibly dark satire and is meant to be a gotcha for the people who are looking for that kind of content.
Yes.
It is meant to be satirical and is meant to be a prank on people who are looking for that kind of content, to be like, this is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted. You looked for this.
It
And in
tries
that
to
res-
have gotcha elements.
No, not gotcha G-A-C-H-A.
No.
Gotcha G-O-T-C-H-A.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a prank for
It would have
bad
been ahead
people.
of the fucking curve if it was a gotcha game
If it
God.
was like a single player gotcha game, and it's like
from like 2012 or
Yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
it's like all right, pull for your least favorite characters. Now they're all 1 stars. This is be miserable.
See, now that would be a great satirical game about gotcha game criticism and gotcha
Oh my
game
god.
players.
An anti-gotcha game would be very funny.
Yeah.
That has to exist, right?
It has to.
Maybe not, honestly. Gotcha games are kind of expensive to develop.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you're making a live one for sure. If you're making like one that is a box game, like you
Yeah,
know,
maybe you could make it work.
Yeah. Because I know that, I mean, an expensive game still. I know the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was basically a game out of the box that behaved a lot like a gotcha, a single
Did it
player
really
gotcha.
have gotcha elements?
Yeah, which was
That game sounds so bad.
it's
Uh-huh.
so the fans of the series love it. I haven't touched it, and it seems weird to me.
Yeah, it feels very much like the kind of thing that, like, the absolute wrong kind of anime fan swears by. That's very much the
Yeah.
impression I've gotten of that game.
My biggest complaint, I forget who, I even talked with this recently. My biggest complaint about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because I did see some gameplay. Like, I went over to a guy's house this is years and years and years ago, but he just happened to be playing it when I was visiting him, and I saw the gotcha element, and then I saw that, like, basically every character that was a female was Big Booba character, Big Booba girl. And
Yeah.
there were some dope character designs. There was literally like a lion.
Some dope boobas.
Well, there was you could like use Booba Girl. You could use like Aslan from Narnia. Like there were like some dope character designs. But then I noticed I was like all the because like technically the blades is what they're called, the gotcha characters, don't actually have to be humanoid at all. They can be anything. They could be animals. And then I discovered that all the girls were Big Booba humanoid girls, and then any
And that's
actual...
also the game that has the contrivance that they're like not. You own them like explicitly.
Basically,
Including
yeah,
the robot one.
They're kind of android robots as it is. So like they're not actually human. I
It's
guess.
awful, man.
Yeah.
That's
but yeah,
the kind of game that Songo Pongo goes for. That's the kind of the people who like that game are the people who should be playing Songo Bongo.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it just made me
to get fucked.
it just made me sad that all the coolest characters, like, there were no, like, if it was a girl character, it was all Big Booba. And there were, in any cool character design, it was a male character. I was like, dude, you can intermix this. Like, you can do more. You can do more.
Give us dudes with big boobas.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, no, that game has some real stank on it, and everything I have ever seen about it has always made me go, ugh. On the other hand, on the Xeno name, when are we gonna make Isaac play Xenosaga?
It's
Xenosaga
been
or-
high on my list, man. I want to play Xenosaga and know what the fuck that game is, because I feel like I just need to know.
Do you want to
was the first one?
start? I was gonna ask. Do you want to start with Xenogears?
And I never played Xenogears. I don't know anything about Xenogears. I
Xenogears
started
is
with
cool.
Xenosaga.
Xenogears is cool as shit, dude. I actually love. It is a fighting game RPG.
I mean, that sounds cool.
That sounds fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, like literally, like you button it. I mean, it's turn based, and so you button in. So like things take place in like a turn based order, but every single turn that you come up, it is a fighting game mecha RPG because it's because it's the Xenosaga. So like every time your turn comes up, you can input 3, and I think you unlock more like slots as you progress the game. So like 3 to 7 button inputs to make different combos.
Oh,
that's cool. This is kind of reminding me of Indivisible.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember watching you play some Indivisible.
Indivisible is a cool game. Apparently, Divergence Eve is got a similar problem as Xenoblade, by the way.
Oh,
With the
dang.
character designs.
yeah. But yeah, Xenosaga, I definitely know. No! God damn it! I knew
It
that was
all
gonna
ends
happen.
so quickly.
I knew. I was like, as soon as like I'm going too slow, he's gonna shoot guns. Fuck. Xenosaga is a game series that I've known for forever, and all I know about it is anime android characters, blue-haired girl, existential theming, and Jesus.
Yeah, and maybe influence on Dead Space?
Man,
What?
That's all I'll say. I'll just say maybe some influence on Dead Space.
I swear to hell.
I think you'll like Xenosaga, man. So the problem with Xenosaga, and the reason that I never finished, because there's like 3 of them.
there's like 3 of them. Yeah.
Extremely long, and the pacing can drag pretty hard at points.
Yeah. I want to say. Oh,
But
sorry.
it's
go
the
for it.
perfect game to play on stream, so that we can like be committed to finishing it.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I would want to commit to it. I would put a fucking... I'll put a ring on that. What am I doing? I'm gonna die.
There is, it's fascinating. I want to say, if I remember correctly about Xenosaga, firstly, it has that same problem that, like, a lot of multi-game series has had back in the PS2 era, which is, like, 2 out of 3 of them, or 3 out of 4 of them are actually really affordable. Like, if you go to, like, a retro game store, you can buy like a Xenosaga 1 or Xenosaga 2 for like 15-20 bucks. And then it's like Xenosaga 3 is like 145 bucks, and it's like so it's pretty miserable. I almost
I
went
would
in on
totally
it
be
once.
buying legitimate copies of all the games.
I mean,
Yes.
back when I had more dollars on hand, you know, freely, I considered it pretty hard.
Back when all of us weren't experiencing hell.
Yeah.
Actively.
Actively, but the tonight it is Isaac. It is
Limburger.
yeah, he just raised his hand. He is wearing the Limburger hat.
Who wants to explain
Yeah.
the Limburger hat? We don't explain the Limburger hat enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess the easiest part is just the head that's moving, or whenever it talks and has the hat over it, is the one playing the video game. I guess that's the shortest version. There was more lore behind the Limburger hat, if you wanted to explain that.
Yeah. I feel like that's Ari's bit, though. Have the most stank in that pot. Unless you want to, Sean.
I never fully understood the Limburger, actually. I always just kind of rolled with it. This is deep lore that even we on stream don't know.
So my understanding is long story short, without Ari being here to explain it themselves, they just had a friend like in elementary school that when they were playing they were on like a baseball team, I believe, or something, and the funniest thing they ever heard this friend say was, "Give me the Limburger," and they were like asking for the ball or something. So from there, I adapted it to whoever has the Limburger, pass me the Limburger, is what they would say. So I just adapted that to whoever has the Limburger has the power. And then I found this hat. I just found this hat. I searched Limburger hat online, and I found Li, which is lithium, but somebody did edit it to Limburger. I did not make this hat, by the way. This hat existed. I found this.
I forgot that part. I forgot the Limburger was already part of the hat.
Yeah, no, I did not edit this. The only thing I think I edited was I had to make it transparent, but the hat itself was like this when I found it.
Yeah, it existed in the wild.
The Limburger is world canon.
Uh-huh.
As far as other, I would love to talk about Xenosaga more because I really do love that series actually, or at least Xenogears. I never got into Xenosaga and would love to get into Xenosaga. Which, by the way, there's some weird stuff that happened with Xenosaga. Like, I want to say the writers switched between the second and third game. It was something like, oh gosh, it was something like the husband, I forget if he got let go or something like that, but it was some weird thing where like he either quit or something, and then his like wife took over, and she actually like was just an incredibly stellar writer. So like the final game or something like that has just like even better writing than the rest of the series up to that point.
Hell yeah. I feel like there's another case where, oh god, I just realized that the thing that I'm trying to reference is crazy Overwatch, like pro Overwatch deep lore that no one else is gonna have any idea what I'm talking about.
What the fuck?
Like, there's something very much like that I know about, and then I realized that it's some shit no one here has any clue about.
Oh, gosh. Does it have to do with like one of the characters or?
No. All right. Well, I've dug my own hole by opening my mouth before I remembered what it was. So settle in, kids. It's story time. Back in ye olden days of Overwatch. Oh, by the way, Bologna is just a hot dog pancake. Agree? Disagree?
Yeah. Either hot dog or no hot dog. Hot dogs are just bologna. Are just bologna logs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, Bologna Log is the name of my next album.
And the name of the VOD.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
I did enjoy. We came up with Danny in Disguise. I think today or yesterday or something like that, and that just had such a good ring to it that I wanted to mention that to you guys at one point. It's not like a funny name. It's just like a dang. I would actually name a band that.
So Danny and what?
Danny in Disguise.
Danny in Disguise is quite good. That sounds like some like early 2000s sort of emo band.
Yeah, it's like a Danny. It's like a Danny Phantom tribute band.
It's giving me Jimmy Eat World vibes.
Yeah.
Jimmy eats the world. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I would absolutely listen to Danny in Disguise.
Now, do you have a joke where it's like you spell it funny so it sounds like the skies but also disguise? Or am I just being dyslexic as usual?
I think that the joke there is just that all of the album covers are of the eponymous Danny just like flying. It never was explained. You just have to understand that the joke is that it sounds kind of like Danny in the Sky.
It might be like a weird like grayscale sort of Where's Waldo like thing or something like that.
Yeah, like he's always there. You may not see him at first, but he's always there. Yeah. And it fits that way. It works both ways.
Yeah. Dang, we should go back in time. Like we got something good.
Can we go back to the early 2000s and make an emo band just to do this?
Yeah.
Make me. There's so many things I could do if I went back to the early aughts. I could live a happier life.
Like invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to adulthood. This is how we all feel.
Yeah.
But to circle back to the thing that I'm not gonna let myself off the hook for bringing up.
Right. Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah, settle in for story time because back in the olden days of Overwatch, before the Overwatch League existed, when the pro scene was entirely third party, there was a team called Runaway, and they were very popular. They had several years where they were the most popular team, but they were never really the best. They were very good, but they were, like in contention for the best for a long time. And they had a coach / team captain called Runner. And the thing about Runner was that he was not a very good player. But he was an extremely good in-game leader and strategist and like really good at holding the team together. So the team was always better with him in, even though he wasn't that good. And it was unique at the time because like that kind of in-game leader was not very common, or at least not very well publicized when it did happen in early pro Overwatch. So Runner was this like super unique person in the scene, and Runaway was this super popular team. And then after a couple of years, the Overwatch League starts, and Runaway, rather than disbanding to get picked up by a bunch of separate Overwatch League teams, they decided, no, like, we're in this together. If we can't all go to the Overwatch League together, then we're not going. So they stayed in Contenders, which is the Tier 2 for the Overwatch League, and they played in Tier 2 still as Runaway. However, Runner got called up for his mandatory military service, because Korea has 2 years mandatory military service. So Runner got called up for military service and had to leave. And at this point, he was no longer playing. He was just the coach. But it was this open question of, like, what's going to happen to Runaway without Runner? Like, he's been the lifeblood of this team for its whole existence. And Runner's wife took over managing the team. And under her leadership, they were actually better than ever.
Oh my god.
Under her leadership, they dominated, they won Contenders, they got picked up for the Overwatch League as an entire unit. Like, they didn't have any swap outs or they didn't get split off at all. And they came into the Overwatch League and were like top 2 in the Overwatch League, all under her sort of leadership. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, that is dope.
Jeez.
Fucking wild, man. Also, God, that just... Hearing that makes me go, yeah, that's why I miss playing at least something like Overwatch with you guys. I wasn't always the best, but I feel like I could do shot call-outs and keep us together when I wasn't being salty. But hey, we were a team. But no, I do kind of miss those days, because I'm like, I miss a good solid tactical thing where we can actually get like the headspace, because like I know I would have my moments where I'd get salty, but really I feel like we were always a really good team and I always did have fun, so I miss those times. And also just again, I've always enjoyed playing with you guys because ultimately it did come down more to us actually using like a lot more tactics, and it was really nice to have a team that I could work tactics with and also a team that knew how to tell me to do what would be best. Sometimes I need that.
I do miss duo tanking with Ari. Ari and I made a badass tank duo.
Yeah, I miss you guys telling me to play Diva because it was what I was good at that time, and it would make a difference. Now we have no games like that. Meh, the finals. The finals is close. The finals is still good.
The finals is great. It doesn't really scratch exactly the same itch for me, but I like it a lot, so I'm certainly not upset about it taking that spot in our space. Not that we've played it in months.
Yeah, we haven't played it recently.
2 extremely unrelated games, but somehow jointly intertwined in my brain. Whatever happened to that re-release of Hotdog? Did that ever happen?
I don't know. That was supposed to have a single player, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to either be single player or just PvE? I don't know.
Yeah, it was,
what did the internet say?
That's the only Overwatch related. It's not even Overwatch. But it's like the closest thing to Overwatch that I've played in the last like 10 years.
I didn't know we got you into Hawken.
Oof. Yeah, I played some. I enjoyed the light mechs, which at the time, honestly, were
busted. They were meta.
They were busted. Yeah, they were meta. Like it's funny because I was like, oh, I want to be the fast boy. I don't care that I have light armor. And then it turns out, no, that's actually just the answer. Everyone's the fast boy because the others just suck. Yeah, what's up?
Hawken Reborn is an early access, free-to-play PvE game Released last year with mostly negative reviews on Steam.
Oh, no.
But it did. So it like exists, or do they have to take it down again? Because they did take it down.
I mean, you can still download it. It's in early access still, so it's here.
There's something. Yeah, that sucks.
Creeper asked what are some terrible ideas for cursed D&D items.
Oh man, I actually had a really good one recently.
A spell book that is actually a mimic, and every time you cast a spell, it bites you for 1 damage.
I feel like you throw it away pretty well. I mean, I guess that's...
Depends on what benefits you get out of it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's +1. It's a magic item.
Oh, it just helps your spell attack bonus.
I feel like most casters would take that trade-off.
Yeah, you take 1 damage to be able to cast with a +1. That's a pretty decent trade-off. Yeah,
You're
actually.
making him consider it now, Sean. What the fuck? I just am obsessed with mimics that are weird mimics, and Book Mimic is one of my favorites. I love the concept of Book Mimic. Book Mimic is such a dumb thing. A book that bites you is so funny to me.
That's a Harry Potter thing.
It is a Harry Potter thing, yeah.
What is that book called? The Monstrous Book of Monsters?
Something like that.
I think that was it.
That might actually be where, because I did see one of the Harry Potter movies, and I believe I did see the book. Jesus. Oh,
You did it.
Did it.
Nice.
I killed Dijon.
Mr. Mustard.
After him. He's in the... I love the thought that Cynthia's like, we killed him. And it's like, buddy, he's in the fucking internet. I don't think you can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of the point.
To be fair, there are playthroughs where it heavily implies that he is somehow fused with this blimp.
Yeah.
That plane just tanked 2 missiles. How dare it?
Yeah, honestly, he's not being that bad so far. I've hit him multiple times. Ooh, I like this fucking bop, though.
It's very left headphone.
Yeah, I can hear it. You pointed it out. What the hell? Dude, it's that stereo. This is some new technology. You got a good $500 stereo system. You'll be able to hear the left beat on the left and the right box on the right. No.
I do love Creeper's suggestion of a magic item that is just like subtly unclear what it does, but every once in a while an item that you touch will just become a mimic randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes.
It's like you've already tested for mimics. Like you've kicked the treasure chest, you've poked the treasure chest. You're like, all right, this is definitely a treasure chest. And then you touch it, and then suddenly bites you. It's like, God damn it.
And you watch somebody else clearly touch it and be like,
Yeah,
okay,
somebody else,
yeah.
clearly touches it, and they're like, all right, yep, it's good, it's fine.
I have a follow-up hypothetical that probably wouldn't surprise anybody what's on my mind, but has everybody said a magic item? I didn't want to detract from that if you're still thinking about it.
I think a really good one, but I will say a cool magic item. It's not a curse, so it's not an answer to your
You
question.
didn't follow the assignment. F.
Yeah.
Tell us what you have, Timmy.
F for fudgy. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny that wasn't just swearing.
I was gonna say the bow backsliding, that every time you fire it, it moves you in a random direction by 5 feet.
Ooh.
Would that be a curse, or would that be actually? That could be potentially.
You can't control the direction.
A random
though.
direction is because that way you can't control it.
That's a good point, but that could be pretty cool because you could get out of melee with that potentially if you don't get attacks of
Or be
opportunity.
pushed into it.
I didn't say shit about not getting attacks of opportunity.
That's fair. Okay, that's a good point then.
It just has a lot of recoil, okay?
Yeah.
Has a lot of random recoil.
Imagine a weapon that when you fire it, it recoils really hard in an arbitrary direction.
That is terrible.
Just
That's
fire
actually
the
gonna
gun and you spin around in a circle.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I would make the Link sound. That would just get a full on yeah out of me. A decently cool the magic item is Homebird was basically it was like the Ben 10 watch of weapons. Like it was just like this morphine wristwatch that you could turn into a sword, you could turn into a rapier. I mean, I guess in practice you're probably going to turn into the same weapon every time, but the fact that it's like it could be like any weapon is conceptually kind of cool.
There's a cartoon character with a weapon like that. Now I can't think of what it is.
I thought you were about to say there's a cartoon character like that and his name is Ben 10.
No, a different one.
Yeah, I can't remember that either.
I want to say it's like a Steven Universe character or something.
Well, also to respond to Creeper, the entire dungeon wasn't a mimic until you touched it.
Right.
You accidentally
That's
brushed.
just Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, you just brushed.
That's just Jabu Jabu.
That is true. Yeah, you just brushed your hand against the wall, and suddenly the wall was flesh.
Oh, dude. That's sort of how Annihilation, the book, goes.
Oh. Spoilers, but oh. I do need to read
It
that
happens
book.
pretty early.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very different than from the movie. God, have you seen Annihilation, Jackson?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, Sean! Finally, the real excuse to watch it again. Though I should just watch it again. We should watch it with Jackson. That movie fucking good.
Annihilation's great. I recommend the book and I recommend the movie. I think I recommend the movie more personally, but they're honestly just both good.
Yeah. The
Jesus, that was horrible to watch.
What? What? What did I do? What did I do?
It's just very spastic with the way that the camera was tracking the back and forth.
Listen, I was going around in circles a lot.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna talk about oh yeah, so just an absolute goofy because we're talking about like how touching stuff turns into mimics. I was thinking it's sort of like a weird Midas touch where instead of like everything turning into stone, it turns to flesh. And then I was like, all right, a really dumb one. It's like you basically have the Midas touch where everything you touch turns stoned.
Oh, it just
So you
gets
just have-
fucking high.
Like a more different Medusa.
Yeah, you get stoned. Like it's like you just can't have a successful conversation. Like they try to shake your hand, you're like, no, don't. You just can't have a successful conversation with anyone ever again because they're just blazed out of their mind.
What does it mean for an object to get stoned?
A door just like you know how a door sometimes when you try to open it, it gets like really slow or creaky? It doesn't quite open quickly.
Yeah, it's like the door itself gets door stuck. Like you try to close it, and it's like I know this door was built for this frame, but I seem to be struggling to close this right now.
Creeper, that's just The Thing. I'm sorry to inform you, but what you've described is just the film The Thing.
That is true. You should watch that movie. It is very good.
It's scampering.
Gets its mobility from the city's Aeon generators. Destroy them all and it'll be as good as a featherless crow.
A human being? Oh, my bad. That's a chicken. Get it? Because the man is a featherless biped.
Huh.
It's always my favorite. It's always my favorite is man is a featherless biped, and then Good old Diogenes was like, well, here's a man, and he brought in a plucked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite. I do love it. Ah! Oh god, she's shooting at me. Fuck.
That laser do damage too.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage actually. On hard, I'm pretty sure it one-shots you. Oops.
Someone should do a D&D campaign, a D&D mega dungeon that's just puzzles and no enemies.
You should, gosh, it feels silly to advertising, because actually, I watched it back myself, and I was like, I like a lot of this, but I wish I'd done some parts better. You should check out our, sort of Monster of the Week light game, because it had very little combat, and it was mostly just narrative. It wasn't a whole lot of puzzle, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it wasn't really any puzzles in that.
Yeah, there were, like, the one attempt at a puzzle was actually pretty subpar. That was the one.
What you should check out, Creeper, is check out the adventure module called Bakto's Terrifying Cuisine.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Basically, the concept is you get stuck in a demon's cooking show, and you have to go explore his dungeon looking for ingredients, and then come back and cook something for him with it.
It's awesome. When are we gonna play that? I will play
played
that.
You were in that game.
No.
I've already run it.
Are you?
No.
Yeah. Are you sure? I was an artificer. I remember that. I
I've
like
never
made...
played with an artificer. How did you leave me out of that? The guy who loves cooking.
I definitely would have invited you to that.
Yeah, I don't know where you were.
I could have sworn you were involved in that.
Nope.
Huh.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Huh.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, it's fun.
It's basically Iron Chef D&D.
Basically,
I
I
would
think
be
you guys.
down to run Bakto's again.
Yeah, I mean, that was, yeah, because it was cool, because it was a cooperative thing. It was like, hey, all of you try to, appease this food demon with your dish, and so we just had some really cool ideas. And I remember, like, I think we were literally like low level characters, like level 1, 2, 3, something like that. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use like basically the artificer's prestidigitation to make this like smell like a gentle breeze or something like that, or like just decorate the bowl with with pretty imagery or something. It was like it helped the plating and the appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Literally, probably 3 out of 4 times made one of my characters' stipulations the fact that they are interested or do cook, whether they are good at it or not. Mm-hmm. So I feel robbed.
That is true. We should play a tabletop game, like a longer term one, where you can be a cook.
I would love if there was a tabletop game with like an extended rule set for cooking to support like Battle Chef Brigade style, or like any kind of like cooking show. Like that would be cool. That'd be fun. There needs to be more games in tabletop and video games about other forms of competition than just fighting.
Yes,
there's so many forms of competition, and it's silly that we don't have games about them.
That's very true. Creeper, if you promise not to leave us, we'll tell you a well-kept secret, which is, I think over time we've become less enamored with 5e as a combat simulator. It's good for many other things, but like actually rolling combat in 5e is
it changes D&D in general. Like really, and I've been on this. I feel like I was the first one to really like start harping on this, because I started getting on this train in 3.5 when I got to a point before we even started playing 5e. I got to a point with 3.5 where I was just like, I hate this game. Which is not just because of the combat. I don't like 3.5 for a lot of reasons. But yeah, like my thing with combat in a tabletop game with like tactical combat is that it is inherently worse than just playing a single player tactics game, because you're just spending you know, if there's 4 players in a GM, and the GM's controlling, let's say, even just 2 NPCs, that's 6 people. So you get to play 1/6 of the time, and the rest of the time you're just sort of waiting for your turn.
Yup.
Like, it's a terrible tactical experience.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that tabletop enables is creativity. It enables you to do things that a video game would not allow, and forcing the format into rigid video game-esque rule sets robs it of the thing that's supposed to make it good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I do enjoy the character creator of 3 Point. Like, I do enjoy the customization, but yeah, the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is slow as sin.
Yeah, it's real slow.
Also, she
there-
really needs to get off my fucking ass. He is being such a piece of shit right now.
She likes you.
God, I fucking hate it.
That
Get off.
being said, Creeper
That's why you
Cat,
should have killed her.
I do
Try.
have something for you.
For who?
For Creeper Cat, when they said D&D character concept, literally just talking bear, but they convinced people they're a shapeshifter.
That's fun.
There is a very old, and I wanted to make sure that I read through this thoroughly, because it's a 4chan green text, so sometimes there's some really
Sure.
unsavory, unsavory
I know a
things.
little
Listen,
bit.
there's some good. We all know green texts are dubious by nature. There's some good ones out there, but you always gotta be careful.
Oh yeah, it's just that the there's many ways to phrase it, but a lot of the language has aged poorly, which is not the correct thing at all. There's much.
On the other hand, one of my all-time favorite things on the internet is a green text post.
I mean, yes.
It's very short and simple, but it just makes me laugh so much.
Which one is it? Is it the Becky one?
No,
Becky?
Becky's great. I don't think Becky was a 4chan thing, actually. Or at least I didn't come across it through 4chan. No. It's playing soccer, and you try to kick a goal, but it hits the goalie in the face, and their nose is broken, and it's bleeding everywhere, and you run up to them and try to tell them you're sorry, but you're panicking and you stumble over your words. You just scream, "Are you fucking sorry?"
Yeah. It
Are
was,
you fucking sorry?
was it? Did that? I forget. Did that actually happen, or was that?
I don't know. It's a fucking 4chan
It's
green
fucking
text. Who
green
knows?
text. Nobody knows if any of those things are fucking real. 80% of them aren't, but still. God damn it. That's the ground.
That is the ground.
I was doing better. God, she is on you though. Holy fuck. She does not. She's right there. Do you see her? She's fucking right there. She does not get off you. She's a pain in the ass. Look at that. Look at this professional flying, this piece of shit.
Yeah, it's definitely. For some reason, my brain misremembered. I thought I saw a video of "Are you fucking sorry?"
I mean, that would be incredible.
But it is definitely green text.
Yes.
Here, I will link this green text for chat, but I'll read it out loud as well. This is related to the D&D character concept. This is also very old because it's green text. Make a bear character in D&D 3.5, which tells you how old this is. DM laughs. Make bear a rogue. Put every point I can into disguise. Prestige class is a spy to get more disguise. DM says, I can't speak English. Max out bluff. By growling and gesturing, I can fake speak in a language that I don't speak. English. Use money to hire a butler NPC. Give him magical item to let him speak bear. Growl. An excellent suggestion, Mr. Barrington. We really should ask the group to investigate the Black Marsh. Over the course, be knighted as Sir Barrington. Queen holds a dinner in my honor. A guest becomes the first man to ever make a perception check that could beat my disguise. Shouts out loud, hey, that guy's not a guy, he's just a bear! Man is escorted out of the castle while guards apologize profusely for the indignity. We're so sorry, Sir Barrington. Very sorry for this man's behavior. Roar. Shrug.
Man, I forgot about Sir Barrington. You're right. That is a really good one.
Fuck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's pretty. I've never heard of that one. That's really good. I do like this man's a fucking bear.
This guy's not a guy, he's just a bear. Oh, man.
You piece of shit. Hey, can I compliment Ace combat level design though? Because the way that Rita is designed is she's incredibly aggressive. So, in my opinion, she pushes you towards the ground where there's a lot more cover for you to get away from her. But there's way more things to have to fly into.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good. Piece of shit, I hate you. Go away. She literally flew into me. Fucking. Well.
Fucking indeed.
Fucking. Fuck.
It's the evolution of CK.
Yeah.
It's the Alolan version.
Jail for that one. Jackson.
Creeper, this isn't really a goofy character concept, but it is one that I thought was fun, and that is one of my favorite characters I've ever played.
Is it Dog?
It's not Dog. What?
It was the one where you had a dog, like a ghost dog.
Yeah. I think I do remember. I think I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Give me some time to try to remember some more. Go for it.
I think I maybe know what you're talking about. No, that one was fun, if I know the one you mean. No, I played a character who was an automaton, who was like designed to be a caretaker for a child, but it was a post-apocalyptic setting, so like the child and family were long since dead, and I had been like offline for a long time. So for me, like, I just was taking care of this kid and then blacked out for like 100 years. And now the world is shit and I'm just like, where's my kid?
Where's my boy?
Where's my boy?
Where's my boy?
I love that character.
Yeah. I've done a similar thing. I've played as a busted. What's funny is mine was a Star Wars thing where I played as somebody found like a B2 battle droid, one of the Roger robots from the Clone Wars, and this was in the you know the what is it, the fuck, I can't remember the name of the era, because there's like the Clone Wars and there's the Rebellion era. I don't fucking remember the official term for it. I don't care about Star Wars anymore, but so obviously like B2 battle droids don't exist in that anymore. And I was just found like by some kid, and like I took care of some kid for a while and I got separated from them. But yeah, very similarly, I was just some kid's robot that they found that they didn't know that they turned back on, who was originally a military robot.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Of course, it was one of the Roger ones, because I'm like, if I'm going to play any robot in Star Wars, what one did I want to play? And I was like, absolutely a B2 battle droid. Has to be. They are the funniest robots to me.
Oh yeah.
They're great. I love the B2 battle droids. They're so fucking goofy.
Oh yeah. That's a good question.
For that game.
I was.
Jackson.
I do remember that. I wasn't there for long, unfortunately, because I think I was.
Roy.
Wasn't I just about to move away or something like that?
Yeah, you joined for like. Were you Force sensitive or were you secretly a Jedi? I don't remember.
I think I was just Force sensitive because I was basically I was basically a magic user in that world. Like I used the Force.
The Force
a
is
lot.
magic. Yes.
Yeah, but pretty much, yeah. I just used a lot of the Force, which was very cool, by the way. That system was actually extremely dope.
We need to use the Genesis system. It's so good.
I've always wanted to play the Star Wars Genesis games, because there's a few of them, and they all look cool.
Yeah, the Star Wars Genesis games, like, I only played a few sessions in it, but, like, was like, gosh dang, this game, this system's dope as hell.
Force of Destiny and Edge of the Empire have both been sort of on my to-play list for a long time.
Yeah.
And also, credit to David. I always say this, I feel bad. I want David to play with us even though he doesn't want to play online, because I feel like he deserves to play with a good group.
I mean, I enjoyed our Blades in the Dark game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we've had one.
Yeah, you had one. Oh yeah. Where's goofy characters? I'm really struggling. So I do remember. So I do like making weird builds, but they're usually like, I don't know. They're usually some meta or something, like some weird build. I enjoyed the. It's not goofy. I was gonna say I enjoyed the basically immortal character in our Monster of the Week game that we did.
If you want one that's goofy, do you remember when Ari made the cat that was explicitly designed to just run as fast as it was possible to run in 3.5?
Yeah,
I mean,
so for you,
thing.
yeah. So for you youngins out there, 3.5 really does allow you to just make its character customization is absolutely bonkers. So we basically made Sonic the Hedgehog. Like it was something like 300 feet or something.
Oh my god!
Like
that's incredible.
It was like over 300, maybe. I can't remember.
I want to say we did the math and it was like over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
That's actually really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you were investing every feat, every single possible thing under the sun into your movement speed, but by God, you could be anywhere fast.
And it was weirdly viable because, like, it came with like full attacks and like being able to move between full attacks and stuff. So like,
oh right, did we put spring attack on that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because spring attack in 3.5, I want to say you can just do. I actually think you can just do this out of the box in 5e. I don't think there's like this is just how the game works now. Back in 3.5, you had to take a series of feats to be able to start your attack action, hit one thing, and be able to move to something else to continue your attack action.
Well, and that character had, and I don't remember where this was from because I don't think about 3.5, but
right, sure.
One way or another, you could, for a limited number of uses, get multiple full attacks in a round.
Was that with cleave or something? Like if you killed something, you got an additional attack kind of deal?
No. There was like a specific, like a limited, like once per encounter, or it would have been like once a day, I guess. Like an item or something. I don't remember where, but somehow or another, I just remember that character could get 2 full attacks, so they could literally do a full attack and then sprint 100 feet and then do another full attack.
I want to say that was like the the whirling dervish or something like that, where you where you could do like double your total attacks, which is
my. Oh, go ahead.
Which is silly because you could have up to like 7 attacks in 3.5. So in theory, you could end up spinning around doing like 14 attacks in one round. That game is busted.
3.5 is a very silly game.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, even saying that, from my understanding, your movement action is just a single action. Once you move, regardless of what distance you move, it's done, right? Like, you can't, like, hit something and then move away. That's not a thing, is it?
Well, in 3.5 you could, but I want to say, unless I'm misremembering 5e's rules, I want to say you can start your attack action and move still? And
I think it's maybe only 5 footsteps.
Is it only 5 footsteps?
But I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played 5e.
Yeah.
This is the kind of minutia that is the reason I don't play 5e.
Fair. Hilariously enough, I just finally quit a 5e game like yesterday.
Ooh, oh, almost.
Being a dad.
Yeah,
look at all that trouble she gave me, and I'm about to shoot her straight into the drink.
I agreed with the local DM to let me go out in the blaze of glory, so it was a cool session, but I am turbo dead, so I was like, all right, well, that was it. Thank you, Salon. Yes, thanks for all the fish.
Free. Man,
oh, by the way, Squid, I did read your comment, and I am excited about that. I love me a good wizard tower.
Oh yeah, wizard tower's a dope. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
It's a stream. You're supposed to talk
I
a lot.
know, but I feel like I'm extra talkative. I feel like I'm running over you
Good.
guys.
You've got the juice, man.
got
When
the
you got the
juice.
juice, you just gotta run with it.
You gotta run with it.
Be sprinting. God knows
Yeah,
there definitely has been a point that I've gotten to recently where suddenly I'm like, next hour, and I'm like, my brain has run out of liquid to pour into the cup.
I've wrung my brain out, and now it's just laying limply on the carpet.
Limp and dry.
As far as D&D goes, I'm trying to think of, because once again, I can't think of like a straight up silly build I've ever made. I guess so, you know, once again, not answering the question and getting an F. Probably my favorite build was a 3/5 character, no surprise. Which, by the way, actually, going back to the 5e for a sec, action surge, the fighter's action surge, you literally do just double your attack. So like, fighters get 4 attacks. You can just roll action surge and get 8 attacks in a single turn. So sometimes this still gets kind of silly. But yeah, actually I can be quiet for the cutscene.
I am curious where they're going with this.
Yeah.
We're finally getting more Simon details.
Mm-hmm.
Or not.
Or not.
Got data. He got data. That's what
He
you need
did.
to know, is that he got data.
Mm-hmm. I do love, by the way, I didn't comment on it, but I loved that moment of Cynthia being like, wow, we really went through everything together. Hey, it's all on you now. Wherever you want to go, I'll follow. Hey, you are in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing to focus on. That's a good question about this game. John, you're in there, right?
I found that fun.
I think you're gonna love the last ending then, because of the 2 endings that were the most vivid are, for me, from my memory, are the set piece with Dijin in the Electrosphere and the ending that we're about to get. And we're gonna have...
we've saved the best for last.
Yeah, actually, I think you're gonna find the last ending incredibly fascinating. And I think it's actually really good that you got this one as the last ending with that in your mind, actually. Buckle up, guys. We have a probably
Frog Nation.
Frog Nation. We're about to talk about Frog Nation.
Frog Nation.
Frog Nation.
Oh,
Yodeling by Koichiro Maeda.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Maeda.
Your yodeling was appreciated.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Tell us, Jackson.
Yeah. I'll finish my thought. Yeah, which was it was basically a Sherlock Holmes character. I feel like I could have executed it better in, like, if I tried it again, I could execute the roleplay side of it better, because I feel like I was like leaning way too much on the stats, because that was definitely a period of my roleplay experience, was kind of just being like, I'll let the numbers do all my talking, which 3.5 did let you do, but it was kind of a Sherlock Holmes kind of build. Like, it was an intelligence rogue that just had all the skill points and like persuasion, deception, insight, all the sensory skills, to just all the sensory and speechcraft skills, to where it was useless in a fight, just like a straight up fight. It was not good at all. But in terms of like navigating social situations, it was theoretically pretty good. Like, yeah.
Pretty good is an understatement.
That's true. I got away with murder. I think maybe literally. I can't remember.
Yeah. I was like, isn't that the one where you literally killed a man and then hid the body?
Yeah.
That was the city campaign. I forgot that's the campaign you did that with.
Yeah.
That was also the campaign where I tried to play a literal assassin, and you want to know what, Sean? Thank you for letting me play a literal assassin. If that game would have kept going, I would have become the bad guy.
I know it was controversial at the time, but your character was my favorite. Because I absolutely loved that witch NPC, and
Yeah.
I loved that she was sowing chaos in the party by way of being objectively pretty bad, but also very empathetic. Like, it was exactly what I wanted out of her, was to be like, hey, this is a character who we probably shouldn't let free, but also she really doesn't deserve to be imprisoned either. And
Yeah.
I was so glad that it had such an incredible, like, it almost derailed the game.
Yeah.
It produced in real life arguments.
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
I also ended up, listen, you actually put me in a tough spot where, like, I had to start making some moral calls based on how I wrote that character to really be like, hey, if you're gonna be an assassin, they are not good people. And I had to be like, oh fuck, I did write my entire lore being about the fact that I literally hail from a clan of assassins.
In theory,
So-
you could have an assassin who assassinates bad people.
That's not what Sean did for me.
That's fair.
Look
A
Yeah, you were
noble
Dexter.
assassin. Yeah.
how
So-
colorful.
so
You've
really
only
the
got a
take-
few more missions.
That's true.
True.
So the takeaway is, like, amongst our friend group, like, Sean has delivered some high quality. Like, two of my favorite campaigns have actually just come from Sean.
Mhm.
That Monster of the Week and I guess the city. Actually, at least Monster of the Week and City campaign was good too. Yeah, I mean that's the two we talked about basically.
Also, I think you have the Limburger now, Sean. Try it. Right?
I've tried.
Done it correctly. But yeah.
No.
Honestly, if I was ever... there's like a couple games like that where I'm like, if we ever came back to it, I actually would be down to play the same character, if not in 5, at least some other system. And I think I would actually be willing to lean in it, because I do like the idea of playing an antagonist either as a group of antagonists or as an antagonist to the group, but actually not just to be an asshole, but to actually make a character dynamic. I think that could work if we communicated. I think that was the important part, is we would have to communicate a little bit more. Oh shit, I have to put in disc 1.
Sure, yeah. Oh,
And-
Night Squid.
Good night, Squid. To a certain extent, it was fine, but also, and it was like happening naturally, but also I was like the second game I had ever played, and that probably would have made things really bad if I was like, yeah, I'm the bad guy now, guys.
Wrong disc.
Wrong disc. What? Put in disc 1.
You put
What did
disc 2 back in.
God damn
Oh
it.
yeah, you did.
Fucking Christ. There we go. I like that it was like, you dummy, you put the same disc back in. This isn't the first disc. This is the disc for Spyro. That's not the first disc of Ace Combat 3.
You put in Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah,
Come
what
on.
the Crash Bandicoot?
Speaking of putting in Crash Bandicoot, when are we gonna play Monster Rancher?
I mean, I'd be down.
I teased like 90%, but it did have one of the coolest mechanics I've ever seen.
One where you monsters poop? Or am I thinking of Digimon?
No, that's Digimon.
You're thinking of Slime Rancher.
You're thinking of Slime Rancher and Digimon.
Well, Slime Rancher, the poop is money.
Yeah.
That's true. In Digimon, the poop means that you did a bad job, PD.
Power for life. Newcom.
But because there's literally a toilet that, like, when it starts thinking about poop, you're like, oh man, I gotta run to the toilet, otherwise it's gonna become Poopmon. I kid you not. Like, there's like a bad de-evolution. Monster
That
Ranch is
has
really
changed
cool.
heads. Creeper,
has.
I'm gonna be playing. I'm bringing us home.
Yep.
Yeah,
God, it's the
playthrough.
video game man. On our
This
final
is
playthrough.
ostensibly my playthrough. Isaac and Jackson have each done one run, but this is gonna be my third.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Sean, you should understand the story the best, right? You've been paying attention.
That is what happens when you shoot at planes, is you understand words. Those two things do go hand in hand.
Especially
Which
when they're
frankly
not
makes you
in
some
your
kind of anomaly.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of like a Mega Man, where you shoot it down and then you absorb it, so you understand it.
Especially when it's in your non-native language, and you definitely don't know how to speak it.
Yeah.
I said that like sarcastically when I definitely don't know Japanese.
Yeah, we all here know exactly what's happening, and we all have a perfect grasp of the narrative, and no further questions, please.
Yeah. We've already moved past this point, but I guess to finish the earlier thought, the really cool thing about Monster Rancher is that to get your Pokemon, you insert other game discs. So like you go to, like,
that's cool.
yeah, like you go to like basically the Pokemon shrine, and they're like, "Do you want to make a Pokemon?"
That is class warfare, but I like it.
It's kind of well, this was back in the day when you could like rent games for like a couple.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could just like you can in theory just like rent, you know, go to your local game store, rent a few games, bring them home, and you go to the Pokemon shrine, and it's just like, do you want to generate a Pokemon? And you're like, sure, and you just slap in a different CD, or I think CDs might have worked actually as well, or yeah, because I mean PlayStation 1, right? Like it was
it would have worked with
yeah.
it would have worked with like you know, audio discs, albums and stuff.
Yeah, I think it worked with audio discs as well. And so yeah, you could insert like music or different games, and it would generate a Pokemon off of that.
Man, that's so cool. I've always loved stuff like that. I had one of those barcode scanner games where you could like
Dinosaur one. Oh my god, if we do Monster Rancher, then we're gonna have to do the dinosaur one, because I grew up with that shit, and I remember that game being fucking bonkers.
The one I had is called Scanners with a Z. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's so
it was
cool,
gacha
dude.
games, but without the gacha.
Yeah.
The game was called that I grew up was Scan Command Jurassic Park, and it was like Pokemon with dinosaurs, and you would scan barcodes to get this little like Tetris block that you would plug into your dinosaur to give it stat boosts.
Oh, mine was you scanned barcodes to get new monsters. And I have so much, like, such a strong memory of just, like, going around my house, scouring everything for barcodes, and, like, going to the store with my mom and, like, scanning things off the shelf for barcodes, like...
Grocery store runs were how you got more stats. Oh, Hydrate Man.
What a weirdly specific early 2000s thing.
I must have fucked with something. Hydrate Man does have legs, I promise. You weren't supposed to see that. Hydrate Man normally has legs.
He's only levitating now because he's angry.
He's a bit of like a Jin, isn't he? In that
He's
sense.
even got the like cross-armed stance. That's like the classic genie stance.
Yeah, we could call him.
I think we officially now know what kind of Fae, because he is a Fae that Hydrate Man is, and it's a Jin. He's a Jin, guys. It totally makes sense.
He's Hydrate Jin.
Mm-hmm.
He's Hydration.
Not to be confused with Hydrate Jim.
Yeah. They're in a couple.
Holy shit.
We didn't even read one time. Is war inevitable? Direction of the UPO? We have a lot of stuff to read.
Holy fuck, that unlocked a bunch of stuff. Runaway
well,
scientists?
I don't know if you were checking the archive between your missions.
Not near the end, but I didn't get a chance to. I think this is all new from that. Oh wait, this is the archive. You're in the archive. You need to be in search.
Motherfucker.
Which really means that Hydrate Man... Actually, yeah, he became Hydrate Man after I rubbed a bottle and saw him come out. And he said, you have 3 wishes, and I immediately said, I've seen Aladdin, I wish for your freedom. And he goes, why? Why? No, no! And then he became, well, actually first I wished for him to be Hydrate Man. No, that's not, I just wished for him to be Hydrate Man. And then
you
that also
realized
counted
that
for his freedom.
Like, it accidentally got his, like, he stopped being a genie when he became Hydrate Man. He's like, I can't do wishes anymore. Like, I can't.
You
I've
had
lost
2 more wishes left. What were you doing?
Yeah. I had
I don't
infinite
know.
power.
I saw Aladdin. I don't know. I just knew that the only right wish to do for a djinn was to wish for their freedom. And I wished for him to turn into a giant hydration man.
Guys,
And
I hope
freedom.
you're happy to know that I definitely remember how to play this game.
Yes. Listen, you picked it up. You picked it up easy peasy. He'd probably be water flying. He's either full water or he's like, well, he'd be, or water fighting. Yes, he'd absolutely be water fighting. Fuck. Those muscles? Absolutely.
Have you skied those muscles?
But yeah. Well, fuck, I had something I was gonna... Guys, we can finally do it! It's been a fucking month! Guys, we can finally talk about everyone's favorite new action movie. Redline.
Redline?
Spriggan. Oh. God. Guys, I'm so glad. I was only trepidatious because, like, maybe they'll just be like, nice. Your classic
My special
maneuver.
move, dude.
Your favorite maneuver, I forget. But, we watched Spriggan, and I was like, maybe it'll just be like, yeah, Isaac, this is really dumb, but I'm so glad you guys loved how fucking dumb that movie was.
Yeah, it's a riot.
That movie has no right to be as stupid as it is for how well choreographed it actually is animation-wise.
Yeah, if anybody's into just like dumb, fun B movies, Spriggan is a great one.
Yes. All of the budget went into the animation, none of it went into the narrative planning at all.
Yeah.
I'm talking the wrong thing. The heck?
That's an interesting question, Creeper Cat. I'm trying to think of an answer to that one. See, I feel tired a lot, so like my first thought was like normal, like Snorlax.
Snorlax or you could be Slogoth.
Yeah, Slack King, yeah. But I feel like normal is also the most boring answer. Like, I feel like if I have the entire, like, I don't know, it could be like Dragon Steel or something like that, which would be dope as heck, but that's not actually...
one interesting normal Pokemon. Challenge, though, you can't say Bidoof.
I mean, I do like Snorlax.
I was gonna say, is Snorlax not interesting?
Like, yeah, Snorlax is pretty cool.
Yeah, like
wow, see? What are you talking about? Regigigas.
There you go, Regigigas.
Regifusame.
Regifusame. Dude, that's, I mean, they turned him into a Pokemon. They had to immortalize him somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought he was a grass type, actually. Reggie. You know, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The human man.
The human man. The human man.
So, remind me on Pokemon rules, because I feel like you cannot be normal and like you can't be like normal fighting, right? You would just be a fighting type.
There are no rules. There's a water fire Pokemon, Jackson.
I know, but like if you're a normal type or if you're any other type that's not normal.
There are no rules. I don't think there are any rules.
That's not true because there's normal flying.
I was just gonna say I'm pretty sure there's normal flying.
Well, if I think the secondary type, I don't know. I guess lightning. I'd be a lightning Pokemon because I work in the tech field.
See, and I was gonna go with another sort of oddball, nonsensical combo too, because I was gonna say rock water.
Okay.
Or ground water. I would be a ground water.
Dang, you're just a well.
I am.
How does it feel to be a hole in the ground full of wet?
Is there?
It feels right.
Is there a big thought behind that?
Because I'm pretty grounded and I go with the flow.
And very wet.
I'm so wet, dude.
That's fair.
I'm not as wet as Jackson was yesterday, but like I'm pretty
That's
wet.
true.
It's true. I was really stinking wet yesterday. It was like 92, 93 degrees Fahrenheit in my office where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
there
for
is
you
no
still-
fire water?
Yeah, Jackson's air conditioner broke in the middle of a 100+ degree heat wave.
Yeah. And for
Yeah.
There was a
yourself,
severe weather warning in his area for heat because it was 104 degrees.
Yeah.
All of his ice died.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I ran out of ice. yeah. Yeah, I want to say for you Celsius people, that's probably like 34, 35 degrees Celsius.
Something like that.
I
Something
always
like
try
that.
to. The way that I think about Celsius now that makes me kind of go, I actually think I like Celsius is it's your percentage to boiling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. It is.
And 30% to boiling is pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, but like 20% would only be like, let me think about it. 20%.
Well,
70s.
0 is freezing.
Yeah, well,
Just
0 is freezing. That's 0% boiling.
That's true. That's true. Because like 20 would be like 67 or something like that. Like it'd be like 65, 67 or somewhere around there. If you were at 20% boiling, that feels pretty good actually to me.
Yeah. 60 to 70 is a good temperature. That's what I keep the house at 70.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, I don't know, grass or fire grass because I feel
You're
like
a
I
grass
could
fire.
I feel like I could be like a really like wholesome earthy boy, but my life is always on fire. But
That's
I'm
pretty
old.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes us water bros.
Yeah.
No, he's lightning. He's lightning man. If anything, Jackson will kill you.
Not because I'm grounded.
It's true. He's ground. He's immune. He's groundwater.
Dude,
I'm grounded. I can't leave my house.
Mudkip was fucking strong, man.
Yeah.
Everybody like a Mudkip. What was with the...
Get groundwater?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Well, I think Swampert is. I think he starts off as water and then his evolutions turn into groundwater. Wish Cash was also groundwater if you want to be a big fucking catfish. I do like Wish
Wait.
Cash.
Don't
Were
accuse
you
me of
about
catfishing.
to were you about to ask what the deal with like Mudkip was or something like that?
Yeah, that was like a big obsession with Mudkip at one point. I was like, was there context for that, or was just like everybody like we like
You just
Mudkip?
like Mudkip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was just like the meme of the age. It sort of reminds me of like, here's an extremely old meme for you guys as well. I'm just digging these out of like the trenches at this point, like just, like going back in the time capsule.
Buddy, I was watching somebody the other day. By the way, I want to give them a compliment to this, doing mayhaps the best strong bad impression I've ever heard, as well as other Homestar Runner characters, because they were going down nostalgia. So, that's just our fucking group, my guy. We're old now.
Mm-hmm.
We think
We
about
are.
things that we grew up with. That's what you do when you get older.
Yeah. The question of do you like Mudkips for some reason unearthed the age-old. There was an article written from like a hometown newspaper where the title was "If you were a superhero, who would you be?" And there was a kid who answered, "Broly from Dragon Ball Z. His power is maximum."
That's amazing. I love that. What a good boy. What a great superpower. My superpower is maximum. That has such energy of like, he immediately fixated on the part that he cared about and completely missed the rest of the assignment.
Yeah, because I would not call Broly from the 1990s a superhero.
Uh-huh. Well, and also his power being
Oh
maximum.
yeah, his superhero power is just being maximum.
Uh-huh. I almost use Superman as like an example of like Superman's power isn't maximum, but actually you could probably argue that Superman's power is maximum.
Yeah, Superman's power is definitely maximum.
Like, he has kind of all of them the longer he exists. He just accrues more to make him more not killable.
Right.
Except for kryptonite.
Well, because
Of which he just acquires more kryptonite.
Right, yeah. And if you watch that old Superman movie, he sometimes gets immunity to kryptonite, like when he flew an island of kryptonite out into space, because he was just like, you know what, power of friendship, I can do this.
Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
I hated that.
Forgot about that.
I hated that. But,
Old movies are kind of a treat, though. Listen, I love the part where he flew backwards around the planet to make the planet go backwards. It's
That's
really
true, to go
stupid.
backward and back in time. Yeah, he just reversed the planet's spin to make it, There was, oh man.
Good job, John. You somehow got that. I do not understand how this happens, and I kind of love that, because you don't know when this is going to happen, and it mixes it up. You don't know when you're going to get the extra stuff.
That's true. Are you normal or hard, by the way, Sean?
Normal.
I figured.
Normal.
It was, I was like one of those, like, I didn't figure you wanted the pain.
Did you not see me suffering there? I was giving it my all. Fucking those missions sucked near the end.
Yeah, no, that looked
fuck
rough.
at you. Yeah, they kill the fuck out of you at the end of this game.
Yeah, I played it on normal. You could pay me dollars to play it on hard, but it would be a decent amount of dollars.
Eat them out.
I don't have any aversion to playing it on hard necessarily, but I ain't got nothing to prove.
No,
I get that. I feel
do.
that.
You
That's
left
true.
that for me.
Oh, that's true. There are different types of kryptonite. I want to say there was
This
like.
is what I was saying. There's like a bazillion different types of kryptonite. It's one of those things where they're just like, oh, well, just every different color is a different kind of kryptonite. So every color we can think of, we're gonna make a new kryptonite.
Wasn't there? I know there was.
I don't know any. See, this is my whole thing. Is as somebody who grew up with superheroes and has like a cast of superheroes that he likes. I think I have maybe the least knowledge in superhero shit. I just know they exist and some of them are cool.
See, I wasn't really even into superheroes growing up. Mortal Kombat was my superheroes.
What's your superpower, John?
Sub-Zero.
What's your
power is maximum.
Yep.
Nah, I was always big on Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I've gone back and forth over the years as to which one I like better, but
I like
two.
Noob and one
Noob
of
is
the
great.
robots. God, where is Noob? How the term Noob made? Or
No.
No, I don't think. Yeah, because that's just a short for newbie.
Right. What? Right. Sure.
Whereas Noob Saibot is spelled Noob.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a joke about Ed Boon's name. Because Mortal Kombat is dumb.
Wait, I thought it was. Wait, I thought his name was Noob Saibot.
Yeah,
And it was. But it was. Oh man. Oh yeah, Tobias Boone. That was his name. Because Noob Saibot's the man's whole name backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I
I did not know
forget who
that.
Tobias is. Ed Boon is like one of the main developers of the original Mortal Kombat's, and Tobias is some other person, presumably a relative, probably also worked on the game.
And the Mortal Kombat games were kind of wild for like really embracing the B movie machismo. I did not know this, but I think there's one version where they just added in as like a secret of ROM hack of it that completely like makes all of the game awful and gross garbage because they thought it was funny. They thought it was a funny ROM hack that a fan made. What fucking legends?
Mortal Kombat is like the original video game weird secret the like community shit thing, like with Reptile and Santa and all that shit.
I was today years old when I learned about this. I didn't realize. So I knew that Noob Saibot was Tobias Boone spelled backwards. I didn't realize that Tobias and Boone were two different people. Ed Boone, John Tobias.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I knew Ed Boon was the guy behind Mortal Kombat. I didn't know where the Tobias came from.
Yeah, John Tobias. He's credited as one of the co-creators.
Vision peaked.
He's real people, though. By the end of this game, do you guys believe that Dijon is real people? I love that almost as like a weird nod joke after a certain point that you're like, real people, Dijon. Yeah, sure. I'm on playthrough 5. I don't think Dijon's a real person anymore, guys.
Yeah, at this point, I feel, especially because there's some times where Dijon just has the Electorsphere background, and it's like, this man's definitely in the Matrix. I mean, that's sort of like
Interdition.
I mean, you have a whole deal where this game can mess with you because of the fact that you don't ever get out of your pilot seat and go to the hub world and walk around and shake hands with these people. You spend the entire game in the plane.
I mean, Sean picked up on a really important subtlety that's how I do think the writing in this game, when it is that kind of subtlety sticks out, of Cynthia being like, hey, it's all up to you. You go. Hey, are you in there? Can you talk? I think it's important for you to pick up on her noticing, is there somebody in the plane that you are flying? And that's why this last playthrough is gonna be really interesting, because I want to hear what you guys think, that what this game sums up to, and then I'll give you my my theory on what this game is, because it has a very, I think that the main character, i.e. you, is a very fascinating character for being a completely silent protagonist, or has an actual in-game reason for being the way they are, and it's a really fascinating interpretation that I think is made clear when you see all of the playthroughs, especially with the last ending we're about to get. I think you'll be like, what the fuck? So I'm excited. I genuinely am. It was my favorite ending, hands down. That we've saved for last, and I didn't do that on purpose, I promise.
Sorry, brain's starting to shut down. So when we killed Dijon, right? We killed the blimp. We destroyed the blimp, we killed Dijon. Right. Did we actually destroy Dijon?
No. I mean, that's the question, ain't it?
Yeah, because if he's in the Electrosphere, isn't his brain basically still theoretically in the Matrix? Couldn't he just hack another plane, another blimp? Did we actually solve the problem?
No, I don't think you actually successfully kill him in any playthrough. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, I think, because now I'm kind of mulling that over based on the little bit more context I have. I don't think Dijon is as free as you think he is. I'll put it that way.
That's fair.
I think he is actually trapped, and you don't ever successfully kill him, but he does die every time.
Huh. I mean, well, I guess, isn't there a playthrough where we basically go into the Electrosphere?
Yes.
In that one, we would definitely have killed Dijon for sure.
And you do definitely kill him, but I don't think he even canonically dies in that. I don't think he dies in any. He doesn't officially die. He does get killed, and he does experience his death every single time.
Dang. So he's sort of like Sigma from Mega Man. He's the vision virus.
A little bit. I think it'll be even more existential than that, honestly. I think kind of what I'm kind of suspecting how it actually works with regards to him is he's in a hell. He's in hell.
He is Mr. Sans Undertale. He knows about the timelines.
Maybe. Oh my god. No! Spoilers, Jackson, you weren't supposed to say that. It was Undertale all along. Have we already made this joke?
No. I don't know if we have.
I'm losing my mind.
I can't.
Maybe this is a simulation, guys.
Yeah, what Isaac? What playthrough are you on right now?
No, I don't like to think about that, Jackson. Jackson, you know I don't like to think about that. I deal with enough existential dread.
Like, what happens
based on
in the
this
next
game? What's up?
What happens in the next year of my life? Do I need to quit like drinking milk entirely, or like do I fart too much? Like what kind of changes do I need to make?
You do go out on a freeway and you do become an airplane.
Oh, okay.
Guys, I think I'm too good at this game.
Dude, you're too good at this video game. Like, you played it too many times, Sean. I told you, only 2 playthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that one really got me. I can't clip that one because the context happened 3 hours ago. Well, 2 hours ago. I do know
my own, she says.
Someone made Pokemon-based Minecraft mobs. Oh, my bad. I read that backwards. I do know there's also a mod for Pokemon in Minecraft, which actually, if I ever play Minecraft, I think I would just do that. I would mod
the way you fly feels a bit like mine lately. This is new dialogue.
Whoa.
Where are you from?
Whoa. Okay. Interesting.
I'm glad we played the last playthrough from the beginning. This game is ingenious. I'm excited. I knew, yes. Fuck. Fuck.
He's exited.
I told you. This game does what Nier and an Armored Core 6 tried and does it a best. This is my example of we need more games like this, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is such a like weird avant-garde style of like structure for a game. This is never going to be a popular way of structuring a game, but I would love to see some indie games take a crack at it.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing that works is it's subtle enough that like you're replaying the content and then it just drops something in there new that you weren't expecting either. And you're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Sean, when are we gonna play Her Story? Because I actually think Her Story is maybe a close.
I offered.
Yeah. Would you say that this is comparable in that sense, almost?
Yeah, I think there's a sense in which you could compare them. They're both like games where you sort of explore various corners of a story at your own sort of direction.
Right. Whilst the game itself, like, will drip feed or suddenly inject narrative when you aren't expecting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Her Story, I said this last time we talked about it, but I think we could knock out Her Story in one stream, so like, anytime you want a one-off, like we did Donut County last time, we can do Her Story next.
Yeah. I'll keep it in the back pocket. I'll keep it in the back pocket. This is my Tim Rogerian, Japanese only, I want more games like this. Tim Rogerian, I want more video games like this. And it's not because it has planes in it. That definitely helps. But no, really, like, if there's any single game, because, like, I've thought about it, like, in my big three, I've always liked the idea of marrying the idea of, like, the Tokimeki Memorial, multiple playthroughs that naturally are developing a narrative based on your natural choices, but
based
also...
on natural selection.
Natural selection, exactly. But also this Ace Combat style, like, using multiple playthroughs to inform your understanding of the setting or a character or something like that. You know, I don't know if I could marry the two together, but definitely want a game that would either focus on one or the other. I think the thing that makes Ace Combat 5 work so well for this is the fact that genuinely the whole point is choice is an illusion. Like, it is an illusion and you're supposed to engage with that. And it is through engaging with the choices that you have that you become more informed with the setting. You literally do things to try to figure out what is going on. And then the game rewards you with that. But it doesn't really have choices because it assumes that it respects that the player that is interested in it will do everything. And then rewards the player for it with a really interesting, very complex narrative regarding the existence of it, honestly. The narrative is about, what the fuck is this game about? So, and I love it. And I love it. And it just so happens to have planes. That's what always drives me crazy about Ace Combat games, is a lot of their fan base and a lot of people who know about Ace Combat games just go, yeah, that's a game about flying planes, isn't it? And there's always the part of the community that's like, yeah, it's a game about flying planes. And I'm sitting here like, guys, it has always been for me just either avant-garde or at least avant-garde or at least very ambitious attempts at narratives. Nobody talks about these games that way. They just talk about the play. Like, it blows my mind that Ace Combat has such a niche community and a niche, like, impression behind it. But I think, like, anybody who always engages with the idea of Ace Combat just always knows it as, yeah, that's some games about flying planes, right? Like, nobody talks about what's actually in Ace Combat games, except for the planes. It drives me crazy.
It's the core gameplay element. Like, you're not gonna get into an Ace Combat game and then, like, find a deck builder. Like,
I mean, I would be surprised, and if Team Aces maybe would be able to pull it off, so you don't know.
They're not usually very avant-garde with their gameplay. Their narrative, yes, but the gameplay...
Right. Oh, that's fair.
Pretty...
but
pretty,
yeah. It's pretty live playing.
Yeah.
So fair enough. But that's my point is people always, like, really compliment or not even compliment, but they just talk about Ace Combat as the playing game. And I just never feel like I hear much discussion or even focus on the avant-garde nature of the narratives that Team Aces explores in their games. Like, it's not Ace Combat 3 isn't the only one. 5 has very avant-garde narrative elements. 0 as well.
I don't remember anything really avant-garde in 5.
Oh, that's fair.
5 is pretty traditional narrative-wise. It's good, but that's not doing anything, like, weird.
I like the twist in it. I can't think of too many other things that do the twist that Ace Combat 5 has. I think the whole concept behind Rosgrees is at least novel and interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Avant-garde is not the opposite of boring. It doesn't have to be avant-garde to be interesting or have good things.
The irony there, Sean, is honestly there are some things you could probably just.
Yeah,
hey, Sean.
Avant-garde is often boring to a lot of people.
We watch Stalker. Stalker is avant-garde and incredibly boring.
Have you seen Tetsuo the Iron Man?
I have not.
I go back and forth as to whether or not you would like Tetsuo the Iron Man. It is very avant-garde, but it's like, it's a story about incredible body horror nightmare hellscape that is, at least by my reading, a sort of gay allegory. And I think you would love a lot of stuff about it if you, I think you would love the film if you can get through it.
Oh,
because
my favorite.
The very first scene in the film, the very first shot, is a dude cutting open his inner thigh to insert a piece of rebar into it.
I mean...
And I don't know if it would be too much for you.
Only one... Listen, we made it. We made it through... And I did enjoy... Dead Alive. But in my recent memory, Dead Alive was definitely the line for me.
Yeah, but Dead Alive is so goofy.
It's goofy, but it still made me want to puke.
Fair enough. Well, we should watch Tetsuo the Iron Man next time you want to puke.
Okay.
Because I do think you would appreciate what that film has to offer, which is, I mean, aside from maybe like Wolf House, I think Tetsuo the Iron Man is like the most avant-garde film I like.
That's fair. And I did like Wolf House. God, Wolf House is very good.
Wolf House is great.
Wolf House is also incredibly upsetting. Very upsetting, guys. Be aware. Wolf House is a very upsetting movie about very upsetting things. It looks so fucking good.
Okay, I go with Dijon here, right?
Yes, you follow Dijon.
Mustard boy, mustard boy, give me all your mustard.
Give me your yellow, delicious, spicy liquid. Sauce. I guess it would be sauce. That's the weird thing about mustard and ketchup. They're so ubiquitous and normal that I don't know if I would describe them as sauces. The sauce feels like it should be more special. And mustard and ketchup are not special.
Why do you think sauce needs to be special? That's such an odd thing.
I don't know, man.
That's a weird little mental hang-up you have.
And yet, soy sauce is liquid. Soy sauce is a liquid.
You're absolutely right in that if we consider them sauces, then they are certainly chunky, or thick sauces. Left turn? The fuck are you talking about, game?
Left turn. Turn left. Sean, I think your GPS is fucked up. You're gonna go off the goddamn...
I went off to the left. He wanted me to go further left than that.
Kind of made like a C with your flight pattern there. That's why you got a C. Is that how
That's true.
Is that how the grading
you
works?
do have to learn skywriting. That's what the game doesn't tell you.
I was gonna say, is that how it works? To actually get an S, do you have to fly the entire mission in the shape of an S?
Why has there never been an Ace Combat game where you have to do skywriting?
There's an Ace Combat game where you have to do a football-esque flyby. You're right.
Sure.
Why hasn't there been a game that you have to do skywriting? This would be the kind of game where you would have to do skywriting, and then the next thing that would happen would be some kind of heartwarming speech about how the war has been going on too long. Or in the case of
Wow,
that,
that's so heartwarming.
yeah, in the case of yeah, in the case of the game that I was referencing, it would be how to try to rally a crowd to fight harder for the war and root for your troops, and instead what happens is the fucking crowd starts singing for peace, and it doesn't make me cry. And nobody talks about it, and they talk about how sad it is that Chopper dies, and I'm like, yeah, it's sad that Chopper dies to save the fact that the people want the war to end. Sorry, I'm not...
Here's the thing, people are really dumb about media. There's a large subset of the population, especially in video game communities, where the only level on which people can engage with a story is character I like or character I don't like, and good thing happened to character I like or bad thing happened to character I don't like. And like anything beyond that is outside of their ability to process. This is one of the reasons why The Last of Us 2 had such a obnoxiously negative reception from people who, I'll remind the class, literally didn't play the game because it wasn't out yet. But they found out that Joel dies, and they're like, but I like Joel! Joel die equal bad! Bad game!
Yeah. Yeah, I need to play
like Joel too, man. Sorry. It's a good game anyway.
Yeah.
It's a good game because Joel dies.
He said it, folks. He said it.
Who drew an Amogus live on stream?
No one. It was
Did you
me.
do it?
I did it. I thought I talked about this. I was drawing, so the Hydrate Man drawing I made, I was drawing it, and then Creeper was in chat, and he was like, you ever just sneak an Among Us in your pictures? And I was like, I know the funny meme here. I drew like an anime-like character, so I'm gonna go to their eyes, and then I'm gonna draw a little Among Us in the eyes, and make it transparent, and I did it, and the eye looks good.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's a meme, is because it works.
It fucking works! I really wasn't expecting it to work that well. God. But yeah, it's the same reason why I remembered, I don't remember why I was like thinking about like doing a dumb bit, I think, and like I was gonna edit something for like Valkyria Chronicles or something, like, and I was gonna take the scene from Saving Private Ryan with the sniper, where he's like in the tower shooting and like, you know, fighting for his life. And I like found that, and you know, me being me, can't help myself, read the comments, people were like, man, this scene was so badass, and I'm like, do you not understand what's happening in the scene? You're not supposed to think this is cool, like at all, like even a little bit. The whole point is that's the only thing he can do, and he's screwing it up even. Like, and the thing that it ends is him getting shot by a fucking tank. Like, you thought that was cool? Like, there's an important part of that scene where he's like taking shots and he like misses multiple shots. Like, I didn't think that scene was cool. I thought that scene was terrifying. Just... Man,
But he shot a gun!
He shot a gun and
we like war. We like shooting people.
He hit a couple people. And like, it's so cool how he like fought to the end, and not how he was like terrified the entire time. And that he's like the marksman guy, shoot guy, and like was in a pressured situation, and all he could do was shoot the enemy. Like, what the fuck? I thought it was so...
welcome, Silos.
Hi, Silos. We're talking about how people misinterpreting anti-war messages makes me mad.
The good war story, how to sell more war. It tells you about the horrors of war.
I made Silos say bruh. I made Silos go bruh. But for real, it's like that scene chokes me up in Ace Combat 5 every single time. Don't you dare.
I had to.
You're gonna do something so upsetting to me, you're gonna make me want to try not to cry. Wow, what the fuck, Sean?
You're gonna make him so happy he's gonna try not to cry.
You're gonna give me some kind of heartwarming... You're gonna do some kind of, like, upsetting thing to remind me about how the horrors of war are fucked up. What the hell, Sean? He knows too much. He knows how to get to me is the problem.
Yeah, born in the USA.
Exactly.
Silos, that's the one you're talking about.
Uh-huh. And that reminds me of the...
It's at least a little bit different with music, I feel like, because so often people don't really hear verses of songs.
I mean, do we need to get into the Kendrick Lamar thing? Though, I think people at least understand what's going on in that song.
Yeah, there's no getting around. Like, people are literally, like, chanting A minor in fucking clubs. Like, there's no misunderstanding what that song is.
Yup.
But yeah, setting that aside, like, in general, people don't often, especially a super, like, popular song like Born in the USA, like, people are often just hearing it in commercials and stuff, like, and not knowing what the lyrics to the verses even are.
Right.
So I can give people a little bit of a pass on stuff like Born in the USA, but yeah.
Also, Sean, I don't know how you found it, but I think you found the plane best for flying into the ground with you. 29 damage, and that was a pretty straight-on hit with the ground.
It's my special move, Isaac.
Dude, it's your...
I sucked into it.
You have crafted this tactic at this point. This is your signature move. But yeah, said, I mean, like, another example of that, though, they aren't as popular as that song, and obviously I think that song's lyrics are a little bit too on the nose, which is the Rise Against song. That's pretty much their version of Born in the USA. I love that song, though.
Which song is that?
Oh god.
I was gonna say Immigrant Song, but I think that's the name of a Led Zeppelin song.
No, I want to say it's Warrior Freedom or something, I think?
Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Which is a very, very good song, but also, big bummers, big warning, big bummers.
Big bums incoming.
Big bummers about how maybe, just maybe, we're not doing so hot. We weren't doing so hot over there. We weren't doing good things over there. Well, aircraft are in the air. Shoot them down.
I was trying to. Let me change targets.
He has to tell you now that you need to shoot them down because they're no longer on the ground. Before you were supposed to shoot them on the ground, but they're not in the ground anymore, so you have to know that they're not in the ground.
Oh, it's just because this game is like Metroid Prime 2 and the shoot and talk buttons are on the same button. I can't shoot while someone's talking.
Exactly. Damn it, Sean, you're gonna have to find a problem with...
that I shot the fucking Lumen off because it disappeared. The talk button disappeared.
It's okay. He's a warrior. He's powerful. If anything, he
didn't seem to take it personally.
Yeah, he's just like, I understand. It's the way. It's your way. We're a warrior race too. We understand.
It's a sign of respect, honestly.
Maybe that's the whole thing. He's demanding you to talk, and he knows that the only way to communicate with you is through your gun. Honestly, he's holding himself back. He knows he can easily kill you.
Yeah, it's like a kid punching you, and you're just like, oh,
adorable. But yeah, I will say, out of all of the Ace Combat games that do have dialogues on war, weirdly enough, this game mainly has maybe the least dialogue on war that it has.
Yeah, it's not really concerned about war specifically.
It's
war is just treated as, I mean, there's a little bit of commentary in the subtext that it's basically like,
yes,
war for profit is just sort of the status quo, and nothing that we do about it can really fix that, because the people who have the power are the ones who are pushing for war.
right. And even to a certain extent, it's like none of the actual war things you're doing matters, and it kind of gamifies war for that. And I think it does it intentionally. I think you're supposed to get that as kind of a little bit of subtext as well. Like, literally, this game gamifies war, and that's how petty the war is. And that's why the most interesting parts of the game have nothing to do with anything regarding the wars. But it isn't that the wars don't even matter. It's not even that it's not an important element of the game. It's just literally making a point that it's pointless.
内部には君と君を強引に誘った私を批判する声がくすぶ
You're getting criticized by Mustard.
No. He lumped us together. He's getting criticized too.
力で認めさせるしかない。紛争はますます激化する。チャンスはある。今後の活躍に期待している。
Also, I kind of want to circle back to that, to noticing what Rena said, because I think what's important to really glean from like noticing that she says something different is normally what she says is your flying is like really impressive, like, you know, yeah, I hope we can like fly as equals at some point. So her kind of pointing out and noticing that your flying is kind of like hers is a very interesting, very specific thing to point out.
Especially given the way her story ends.
Yes.
In most playthroughs.
Now do you see why this game isn't as simple as it's multiple playthrough? I think every single playthrough is canonical. Luck buddies, Division has died every single time, and so has Rena.
And so have I.
And so have you. Many times. Every single one of your deaths has been canonical. Wow, I never thought about that. Huh.
Well, stop dying. Damn, Silas fucking got me.
Yeah, you have the worst cannon, man. Get good.
I need to upgrade my cannon.
Dude, they're putting in technology.
They replaced my eject button with another gun, Silos.
Exactly.
These corporate wars are out of control.
They aren't even testing if the things you're using are safe.
They're like Boeing in here.
It's so unsafe. Every time you die for real.
I'm not even in the plane and I still die.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that's a win.
There you go.
Hey, Keith.
There is like a weird I feel like there's a weird meta universe where instead of playing like Tokimeki Memorial or Boku no Natsuyasumi, Tim Rogers has made like a 5-hour video on Ace Combat 3.
I could see it.
Except instead of his assumption where he feels like he played too much Tokimeki Memorial or Boku no Natsuyasumi. No, he would find a way to play this game too many times too. I know he would. He finds a way.
If you have to play it 5 times just to get the full story, you know he's gonna play it at least 15 times. Like,
yeah. Oh, shit.
The man did every route in Tokimeki Memorial, and that game doesn't even have routes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, you're right though. He would play this game 15 times to play it 3 times. With footage of him playing every single route with every single plane at least once on every mission. outage, and then he would actually probably come out even more existentially dreaded for coming out with the realization that part of this game's narrative is being trapped in the game, Sean. What the fuck? Huh.
Isaac hurt himself.
I hurt myself in my confusion. Or maybe that's just my version of saying that I'm someday going to make a 5-hour video about this game, about how being in this game is being trapped in the video game for real.
Do it, coward.
I might. And I'll blame Tim Rogers every single part of that video. that it's his fault that I did this to myself.
How you holding in there, Jackson?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, you just haven't said anything for a while.
I'm fine.
I know you said your brain's shutting down. I just wanted to check in on you and see how you're doing.
I was probably awake for all of this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah,
I figured you were probably awake for all of that.
Yeah.
I assumed. You were just being very attentive.
Yeah.
This will probably
He's
be the
really
last
interested
mission,
in
then.
all of the bullshit we're saying.
Yeah, we did not sleep a whole lot last night, which is sad because we actually had air conditioning. We got less than like 4 hours of sleep, and that's not even like it was irresponsibility. I'll zone up to it. We were irresponsible.
Wow.
So it is 11. There's 10:30 Central Time. So I think I just like hit the limit, and my brain was just like, okay, well. It did that like Windows automatic update where you don't decide when you're shutting down. It just like shows the time for you.
It did it for you, and you're like,
Yeah.
no.
Like you schedule it and it just decides to start anyway.
Listen, a week later, 2 hours, right? No, right now, right? No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I actually feel like I haven't had that problem in a while. I think enough people complained about it that Windows realized that they need to at least be a little bit sneakier about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like Windows 11 was initially extremely aggressive about its updates and has backed off on that.
That's good.
That is a bit nice.
Best way to win a fighting game is to lower the enemy's health to 0 without letting your health get to 0, and the words is to punch them more than punch. Did we miss some context?
This is a very old comment that you didn't acknowledge earlier.
No,
It's
I
new to
just... Exactly, Sean. Just because I saw it now doesn't mean that it isn't new just because it's old. Listen, we gotta talk about live the spectacular thing that oh man, yeah, you weren't here for this, Jackson. So, one of my shorts for the first time actually kind of went viral. Like, it did. And it is bonkers in many ways because I think it is such a nothing clip that I just thought was amusing, though a lot of my clips are just amusing. But I think this one in particular was like, yeah, this was a silly thing that happened that I came to a realization of, but it's just still something stupid that's really just not anything. And it got kind of viral, and what it was, do you remember the albinuric summon? The albinuric woman that you could summon?
Yeah. Lieutenant, talking about that?
So,
yeah, I love summoning her if I don't just be cheap and use the mimic tier.
Well, see, I was like, I need to get a summon, and I was using her for a while, and I was like, man, I keep on putting her down, she keeps on getting fucking face rolled. And then I accidentally summoned her and was like, okay, well, go get her, buddy. And she just sat there, and I put 1 and 2 together to finally realize she doesn't fucking move. That's why when I put her right next to the enemy, she dies instantly.
Yeah, you plant her down, because there's a whole lore about the albinuric slowly losing.
Wow! Hell yes!
You
Get
fucker!
him! Fucking get him! Yes!
What's up?
You're like,
Oh,
you're
that's
the one who
so
left that
funny.
comment, you fucking motherfucker.
Yes!
Wait,
I'm
what?
so happy right now.
What happened?
I'm even in Isaac's boat. I didn't know this, and I still love the way that this played out.
Fucking Christ. Somebody left an unactually comment on that fucking clip being like, because I was like, oh my god. Essentially I come to this realization of like, oh, she's a fucking turret. She doesn't move. And my whole thing was like, I didn't know that she wouldn't move because I saw human NPC who has legs, and I would put her down thinking she would dodge or move out of the way or something. And then I didn't realize, oh, she's a turret, she stays in place, and somebody in my chat went, she's an albinuric woman, what were you expecting? And my response was, for her to move? Because I saw she was a person who had legs, and for me to understand something, to have context, I have to recognize that she stays in place, for me to understand that she'll stay in place, and she's based on an enemy that's at the end of the game who I don't even remember seeing on my first playthrough. So the fact that you said that, Jackson, you're that guy. Because his next response was, read more into albinuric lore. I'm like, okay, buddy.
oh no, I really was.
You weren't being an asshole about it. It was perfect that your first response was, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because of the lore.
That was the actually response I got to that.
Oh, dang.
Because I had told Sean about this before the stream, and you were like, yeah, you don't even remember seeing this enemy time.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I didn't know that albinorics aren't supposed to move.
Yeah.
Well, they lose feeling in their body parts over time as they age. So they're able to move like as they're younger, but as they get older, they just start like feet first losing feeling.
Which I mean is cool lore.
Yeah.
And Sean is right. You weren't a dick about it, but that was the exact thing I was gonna complain about.
That's really funny. Yeah, dude. Why did you know this? Why did you know this like extremely common lore that everybody knows?
This is basically the main plot of Elden Ring, dude.
Yeah, like John Elden Ring gets in a relationship with Latina.
Fucking Christ. I have to clip this.
That made my whole week.
I have to clip this. Because that was in response to that other. And I hope, hey motherfucker out there, I hope you fucking see it and are fucking proud. Shit. Damn. Well, this is the end of the stream.
Whoa.
We're done.
Yeah, sure.
We're fucking done.
Yeah, and
I saved the game.
I'm glad that I was awake and alive for this conversation.
Shit.
We pulled you back in right at the right time.
Oh yeah.
And it's your fault.
Oh man. Yeah, because they're made of silver. They're not even actually human. They're made of silver.
Dummy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, dummy.
You literally see albinurics walking around. You see the fucking mimic tears walking. I'm sorry, she has legs. I guess I don't ever see her move. God.
Yeah, because she's sitting next to the wolf. Yeah, you don't really see her move. It's true.
God damn it. Jesus Christ. Are you happy, Sean? This was all for you.
Absolutely. You
Fucking
kidding?
paid actors. This is like the thesis of the perfect, like, I had a conversation with Sean before stream that came up during stream that was like the closest thing we'll ever get to a paid actor bit. It couldn't have been more perfect. Wait, did you not get briefing or anything? Did you just go straight into the... Oh, wait, I see what you did. You skipped it so you could save it.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you save over the blurb then? Are we not gonna get what's gonna happen?
Maybe I did. This is repeated stuff anyway, though. We didn't listen to the blurb when we started the stream this time either.
That's fair. Hope there's nothing like what Rena did. I don't think there is. Anyways. And also, see, Creeper Cat's on my side. I tried to talk these motherfuckers into playing Gartic Phone the other day with me, that exact Pokemon stream, and Jackson's afraid of drawing, and Sean I don't know what your excuse was, actually. He just didn't want to. He just didn't want to, which is fair. I respect my friends.
It didn't sound like it from that first one. It sounded like you respected Sean.
No, you're a coward, and I just had better things to do.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Wait
a
a second.
coward, and I have a lively home life that involves much more important things than this stream.
I think the greater irony here is Sean genuinely was just like, I wasn't interested, and Jackson was like, maybe, and then you literally had a flat tire.
And then what?
That was the day that your fucking tire went out. You haven't been on the stream since the fucking tire incident. That's how long it's been.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah, that was like at least 2 weeks ago. Goodness.
Yeah. Because you were like, maybe I'll make it, and then you were like, I'm not making it. My tire is flat.
Yup.
Yeah. So, my bad. Sean was the coward. Damn it.
Or was that,
Sean, you almost got away with it, too.
I did.
You almost did.
I did.
Was that last week, actually? I can't remember at this point.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, because we did Donut Country last week.
County.
Right, yes,
God
yes,
damn
yes.
it. I say county. I mean county. I said...
Donut Country makes it sound too grand.
Yeah. And it really isn't, but it kinda is.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's a cozy game about overthrowing your
Yeah.
fucking
Local
whatever.
cap. It's the coziest hand cap game I've ever played, and I'm here for it. You're totally valid
excuse for not wanting joining. Whoa.
Yeah? No, go
Uh-huh.
on. Yeah? Uh-huh.
I need to use my phone to play the stream, and I don't have anything else. That's valid, Creeper.
Hey, I always maintain the phone drawings in Gartic Phone and Jackbox are absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, crummy phone drawings are part of the point.
Yes.
It's not supposed to look good. People
Right.
who draw well in those games are ruining it for the rest of us.
I'm sorry, Sean. I had to start animation somewhere.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And
But
even
I
if
kind
I
of agree.
use, and even if I still use anything else that's not a phone, it still comes out like a 6-year-old did it.
That's the thing, is the phone screen is the great equalizer. Nobody can
Exactly.
draw well on a phone.
No, I'm saying
Unless
that
you
even
cheat
if I
and
use
a
the
stylus.
No, Jackson, you're misunderstanding. It's not about you drawing better on other things. It's about everyone else drawing as bad as you on the phone.
Yes, exactly.
I guess that's true. I see what you're saying.
All right, it's 10:45, and I said we were ending the stream 15 minutes ago. So, thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by and chatting and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go back and watching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram, Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to. And just generally, you can come hang out with the rest of the community there. Good time in the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to hashtag it with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. Also, if you want to, my newest motto for the stream, everybody sing it with me. If you want to see the stream grow,
Want to see the stream grow,
you gotta let people
you gotta
know.
let people know.
Jackson, you didn't even sing it.
I didn't know you were serious. I was supposed to say that.
This won't be a bit. Sean just joined me, and I was. It's just if you want to see the stream grow. I said that way worse. If you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. Don't worry about what word I mixed
Creeper
up.
on that grind.
Yeah, nice, dude. You might be able to get a wild wiki soon, and I haven't done one of those in a long time, so. Say. But yeah, and it's always a treat because like a couple people come in and they're like, yeah, my friend recommended this to me, so it's always nice seeing people do that. And like you could do that too. Yeah.
You can be the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Also, stick around to the very end. We usually do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream, so that way the vampires in our chat can keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost lunchtime for vampires. And as always, a huge thank you to Moat Shrimp and all of our supporters on Patreon and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you could get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you to your mods who do a wonderful job holding back the road on and preventing becoming famous. Thank you, Jackson and Sean, for hanging out and playing More Ace Combat 3 with me. Hope you had a good time. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. Like, I genuinely am to see the end of this game with you guys. It's a treat.
Well, I do love the idea that you've actually pulled this massive joke on us, like me and Sean. Where you said just a few minutes ago, where you're just like, I said I'd end the stream 15 minutes ago, so I did.
No, no. You know I'm more structured and professional than that now, Jackson.
No, I know.
Trick people into playing video games with me and then going live without telling them or their consent anymore.
Oh yeah, that happened a few times.
That happened once. I still feel bad about that.
Oh man, was that? I remember that. I don't remember if I was part of that, but I do remember it.
It was a long time. We don't gotta get into it.
Yeah, my bad. I know. We're in the stream.
Anyways, do either of you have housekeeping?
No.
Nah.
Okay. Well, you can still check out the rest. You can check out Sean and Jackson, the rest of our friends in our network, Goblin Entertainment. You can also check out Virtual Boys, Corvus Scripted, Crowcast TV, and BooXBs on their channels. Virtual Boys is James and Arthur, and they were doing co-op games or multiplayer games. Corvus Scripted is Ren's channel, and they were doing cozy games or spooky games. Crowcast TV is Tara's channel, and she was doing live art on her Twitch channel. BooXB is Aqua's channel. She usually does horror games and multiplayer games. And me, you can find the rest of my stuff on that link tree, such as a VOD channel for the Twitch, as well as a YouTube for my own videos, and ArtStation for my art, and SoundCloud for my music. So go check everyone out. Goblin Entertainment. Alright. We'll be heading over to Dot. She's playing with somebody. Playing with somebody named Lily, huh? They're a couple of YouTubers. They're good gals. So everybody go say hi. Otherwise, have a good evening. Take it easy. Sean, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
I meant to talk about Oppenheimer. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
They made a bomb.
Dude, that movie was the bomb.
But it didn't bomb.
That's true, it did not bomb.
Jackson.
You become Silo's collector of points.
And to answer your question, Creeper, I want to say 8 or 9. Jackson, is there anything you'd like to tell? Is there anything you'd like to tell Cynthia?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Blondie.
not. Her sister is cool, and she should date me.
And that she's a really good dancer.
She's a really good dancer. Yeah.
What?
As a Rugrats bit. It's a song from Rugrats.
But she's not
Cynthia.
human. But she is dancer.
Is dated.
But does she hold you closer, Tiny Dancer?
I hope so. God, I hope.
Guys, spoilers, you're actually trapped in an Excel spreadsheet in this game.
Ooh.
I couldn't hold it in. I want to talk about it so bad, and I'm about to start a big long